Hey, the camera's working. Don't break. Rip Nvidia indeed. Alrighty then. This better work now. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Bobby. I was getting kind of worried because I don't know what happened there. It was working, then it just wasn't. Oh, okay, okay. Computer, you're making me scared. Do I have multi-threading on? Yes, I do. That's the issue. Oh, man. Okay, so we got it fixed. We got it fixed. I noticed that in the past too. Sometimes when multi-threading happens, it crashes NVIDIA, and I think that's what happened last time when I logged on. Oh, that was awkward. Okay. Now I just got to get Nightbot connected in here because this here is pretty important for everybody to get the good goods. So what's going on, Bobby? Obviously, you're wanting to check out exactly how I transform things, and so I got all my jewels here. I don't know which ones I'm going to use yet. I know it's not going to be these crappy ones in the tree. These are still from the super low tech one. So I'm just going to take all those out. Their junk. But were you one of the guys who wanted to see uh, energy shield or evasion? Because we're going evasion. So we got Nightbot here. Nightbot's online, commands, all this fun stuff. I need to add it to my mods apparently. You just built mine into split and look forward to seeing what I do. Oh yeah, this one I think is going to be pretty special. It's definitely not where I thought the build was going initially, but oh boy is it nice. It's so, I mean, I should say on POB it's nice. I did some forward planning with it. I'll actually open PO, well that's POE1 POB, so not this one. Here we go. Give you guys a little sneak peek into what I have thought and put in place for the path of building. I got all the stuff there, but the tree looks very interesting now, as you can see. Well, you know what? I'll deal with Nightbot another day. I can see everything in here. I just gotta set up the commands, I guess. I thought I had to make it a specific thing. Actually, you know what? I think I got it. Just need to quickly update something slightly different here. Uh, Edit invite to be a no limit, generate link, copy. Oh, That's funny. No, that doesn't work at all. Okay, you know what? And that's probably right. Let's go into my actual YouTube videos where I got the link. Oh yeah, that's the right one. Perfect. Now I just need to do one more command, and then that will do the build. So now let us go to path of building and let us export this as a shareable link. Current POV theory. Create. There we go. Now we got a command for the build and we got a command for the Discord, and we are ready to rock and roll. All right then. So yeah, Bobby, this here is definitely the number one spot we needed to work with. Jack of all trades and polymathy is absolutely essential as the build. It's ridiculously strong. Do I have this? Ooh, I do. That's cool. And I was trying to save on pathing all of this because this here is ridiculous amount of points. I think I am saving 17 points by changing the few things up. 16 if you count that I picked authority here, because 20% increase area of effect is pretty crazy, and that 10% cooldown recovery might be nice for, I'm not even too sure, but for something. We'll figure it out. Probably blink if I ever use it, which I think I will on this. I kept the Verana here. I tried really hard to bring it up here, but the extra points it took to come through here was a little bit much. I probably could if I drop some defensives, but I don't really want to. Plus, you know, keeping this for the energy shield is kind of lovely. But on the evasion version of it, or sorry, on the energy shield version of it should work. Perfect. I was hoping that would work, Labro. That makes me happy that I actually got it set up properly. Hell yeah. Thank you for testing that. I think this is what we're going with for sure right now. It will save... It's pretty dang efficient. Save points by not going down here for Deadly Force, and had to save some points by dropping Melding. Surprisingly, we have a little bit more attributes because we're able to slot in this against the Darkness Jewel. You do definitely lose these travel nodes, but you also gain this increased dexterity node right here. And then you're also traveling through these for the 8 to dexterity, so it ends up being an overall kind of a wash. And yeah, then I get 4% increased strength and extra fire due to my Against the Darkness. And then I also found a ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous megalomaniac, if I can find it. This one right here. I found this last night. It was 25 div. Not cheap, but holy crap. It comes with Jack of all trades, which was the one thing I was looking for. And then it also comes with Vulgar Methods, which adds 35% increased critical hit chance and 10 to strength. That's absolutely nuts. Like, look at my damage. Before, with the other Megalomaniac that I was looking at, I was at, I think it said 34 million. The DPS is a little bit wrong, but it's on the right vein because This 25 times Tempest Bell isn't damage per second, but it's just flat damage. So that's how that should work. It might be a little bit different. I gotta check one thing. So it's seeing as me having 2 attacks per second on it, which I don't know if that means it's kind of too high or if it's like exactly bang on because I'm hitting it twice every time I attack with the charge staff, but there is a chance it's a little too high, but at the same time, this is going to pop the boss in literal seconds. Like 1 to 2 seconds. Oh, kitty, your tail's wet. That's not nice. Here you go, buddy. There you go, Popsy. The POB, can't read the whole thing. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I will fix that right now. So that should be a better angle for it. Same thing with the game when we get onto that. Now my camera's not on? What the heck? Okay, so Nvidia is having a little bit of a heart attack, it seems. Let's see if I can fix this. Not this camera. Come back to this one. There we go. Oh, Nvidia, how you make me sad. Am I on the... Yeah, I'm on the right one. Okay, so is this better for the POB for you, Ryan? But yeah, here I have the Heroic Tragedy. This should be 200, and in this case I got 27, so 63% increase energy shield. I am keeping the natural energies on it, so it's applying properly. This is going to be with Avatar, I believe, but if not, I'm going to take it out, and you can see the damage loss on not having Avatar. I got the 5 ailments on the bell because POB doesn't quite calculate that properly, so it's got the 150% more damage for the 5 ailments. Sunder my enemies, ignoring enemy monster resistances on crit. That is extremely important to put in there. Without that, the game does not know how to calculate your damage. And then Charge Infusion currently with the evasion base. I don't think I'm going to be able to rock the dual charge tech, so I'm just showing the 20% more critical hit chance and not the more skill speed. However, it does still allow a little bit of flexibility because like I even put blink back in here, which is fluid. It can change. The main thing I really want in there is Wind Dancer for sure. I really want Wind Dancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I was playing around with lightning exposure to try and see if it applied before or after the ignore elemental resistances. I am like 99% sure it applies before, so it does literally nothing for a monk. So I only have that in there for kind of testing. But there is one really interesting thing I was looking at, and that's with the controlled metamorphosis. If I was able to put it here without losing too much, like on the evasion version, it's kind of hard to get all of these in there and then also work towards this. Then you also lose potentially escape velocity and you won't be able to get maiming strike, that sort of thing. Like it's a bunch of stuff that you are sacrificing. So I kept it here. But on the energy shield version, there's this exposed to the storm, 30% increased critical hit chance against enemies with lightning exposure. That could be just nutty, like absolutely nutty. So that's kind of like getting a better critical exploit, and critical exploit gives more than 2 million damage on this. It's crazy. Granted, this is not fully POB is not fully fixed yet, but I've done what I can to fix it, and those are the numbers it's given me. So definitely worth talking about and sharing. Even if it's wrong, it's definitely going to be on the right vein. And crit chance does an insane amount of damage increase because of the ignoring elemental resistances. But now Let's actually put this together. So I'm going to put POB on the side here so that I can just basically copy and paste the table. And we are going to then go through it on stream to see how it feels, if there's some things that feel a little bit jank or clunk and need to fix it. So let us go like this. Doriani, what do we need to do here? One other thing, I got a little less decks on here that I actually want. I'm going to go for 375 decks because from 300 to 375 is like 50% more attack speed. I did that math last night, so this here shouldn't blind your eyes. With just having the gloves, the passive tree, and the weapon at 375 attack speed, I'll be at 220 increased attack speed just from those, not even including all the other things. But at just 300, it's 176. So yeah, that's what, 44% attack speed. I am going to want that little bit of speed just to make it feel better, even if it is technically less damage. Are you still doing build reviews, having an issue with your build not getting enough DPS? Yes, I am, Ryan. I'm just needing to get a whole bunch of other things put out there as well. I'm trying to get you guys some pretty great content, and I really am doing my best. I'm a little bit slower than I'd like to be for it, but I 100% am still doing build reviews. There we go. These ones, it's not there. I'm being silly. There we go. Now we have a whole heck of a lot of refunds to do. If only I could refund that one. I wanted to keep that jewel. That would be amazing. Yes, definitely still using spaghetti on the amulet. It is an incredible node to anoint. It's the most powerful. If you can't path to it, like I'm using the From Nothing with Iron Reflexes, so I can save all these points. You could also use From Nothing Resonance, so that you could get spaghettification right here. And also then you'd get a couple of these kind of sort of useless nodes, but it would work with you against the darkness. However, I think it's actually better to go with Iron Reflexes here because, look, I just saved 17 skill points coming down to do this. It takes some work and takes some effort, but 17 skill points is just ridiculous. I'm wanting this 20% increased area of effect for sure. I want the Verona Max Lightning. I'm going to come through here to get this 8% dex. Or sorry, not Max Lightning, Max Energy Shield. Come down here with the dex. Take these guys off. Path up here for the attack speed and reduce cost of skills, but most importantly, the strength. Spaghettification is good for everybody, Clem. It's, if you're doing stat stacking, it is the best because, I mean, when I take this off, you can see it gives 7% increased attributes and a little bit of move speed, which is nice. But the 7% increased attributes is almost as good as Polymathy, and we were pathing all the way down here for 10% increased attributes before. It's nuts. Howdy do, Metal Red. How's it going? And then when we're putting the against the darkness here, we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes hit with it. It's, yeah, it's silly. If this radius was slightly larger and you could get Inner Faith in here and maybe even Deadly Force, oh, that would be so nice. Oh, you're not a stat stacking monk though, Clem? then yeah, don't get spaghetti if you're not stat stacking. This is specifically for stat stacking. It works beautifully with these Hands of Wisdom in action and Pillar of the Cage God weapon and gloves here. Right, so now meditate. We definitely need to put the gear on. I got this body armor. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice indeed. But I kind of wish I had a better one with, like, there's some with like 12 and 1300 evasion rating on there. Those are just ridiculous ones. And that's without corruptions too. So, or at least I'm pretty sure there's a 1200 without corruption. That would have been so nice, but this is still very, very, very good. And it gets me up to 242 spirit. So it's a little statistically worse than my other chest piece, but that other chest piece is nuts. I needed to have cold and fire res to go with this helmet that I got with lightning res. Otherwise, I was going to have absolutely nothing for resistances. And even still, not quite res capped yet, but the main thing I would need to do is get a better belt. I think I need an 82% to be able to res cap with this, and yeah, I'm definitely going to need to put on a all res jewel on that helmet. I should have one. Do I not? I guess not. I know I was trying to buy one last night, or yesterday, and I guess they went up in price. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Who knows if it'll go back down. Exalted. Oof, that went up in price. Ooh, that's ugly. Ooh, that's ugly. I don't like that one bit. But I need it, unfortunately. Ugh, I hate that. Well, we're doing it now. Yeah, drop the Iron Rune. There we go. So the resistances aren't the worst thing in the world now. It's definitely still ugly, but doable. This cold res is required on there, so I can't swap that out. The main thing I could do is probably on this guy take off the quality attributes and make it cold to increase the cold damage and the all elemental resistances. That would probably be it. Yeah, because 20% of 16 calculator. 16 times 0.2 would give me an extra 3 to all res, so it'd bring me to 74 cold, but it would cap my fire, so that might be worth it. Yeah, I think that would be worth it. Do I have cold? Oh, I've only got 3 left because I used a bunch on that one breach ring for the super low investment version of the build. Let's see how many am I at. Oops. Dexterity, dexterity, and this. Ooh, I actually probably don't need those dex nodes. So this one here, crit chance. This one is on the short list because it's really, really good. Let's just put it in. It's really good. Yeah. I need this recover mana on kill. And I got another jewel there. Mana, maximum energy shield, crit damage, energy shield to stun threshold is fantastic. That's 3 good ones plus the dex. This one here is better though because it's got crit chance and maximum energy shield. Do I have another node that I can... The issue is so many unique jewels now, so it's hard to get the really, really good ones. So this one here needs to find space in there. 18% max energy shield, 11 crit chance, 8 dex, 8 stun threshold. Yes, that needs to be in there. This one's the one that goes, I think. Even though that 5 magnitude is nice, it's like what, 2% more damage is pretty damn fantastic, but I want that 9 energy shield to stun threshold. Too much. And then that crit chance. Oh, I thought... I thought this one had energy shield. Neither of them have energy shield, damn. Like, it's only this one and this one that have the energy shield. This is the one I was looking at. Yeah. Energy shield and crit chance. Yeah, like this. 1% more stun threshold. Sold me on it. Plus the energy shield is so good. If this one was a touch better, that would be nice, but it's still so good. Howdy do, Druba. How's it going? It hurts not being able to put these on, but sacrifices were made. Maybe if I found 4 more points to be able to put... Or I guess I'd only need 2. You gotta go to work? Well, you have a good day there, Gaiby. Hopefully it's a good shift. Let me know if you have any comments on here. I really think this is going to be fantastic. I really think this is going to be kind of a special build. But yeah, have a great day. And thanks for stopping by. Did I have on here instead, I wonder? Because I came up here for these guys. I got these nodes. I got this crit chance. These guys are important. Did I change something else up around here, I'm wondering? I got all these, all attributes, and then I came up here. I'm honestly not too sure what I changed from this to the last one to get 2 extra points. It's kind of funny. Because I got this and this allotted. I got this allotted. This will probably be a touch more damage going that way. Oh, that's what I forgot. Yeah, I forgot this incredibly important set of nodes right here. Boom, got it. Figured it out. We're in a good spot now. Oh, thank you. Evasion is missing. Okay, we got the evasion from this guy, but yeah, 100% this was missing. We came up here for the enhanced reflexes. I currently don't have the points to get the bestial skin, but honestly, you're right. I should, for right now, take these off, which kind of hurt, but then I can get... Hold on, how much evasion do I have? Right now I'm at 53% without 61, 64. But we gotta get Wind Dancer on to see what it's like, to see if it's actually essential. Where are I? Set up. So yeah, is this here the glitched one or the good one? That's the question. Okay, so yeah, this is something that is a sneak peek as well. Yeah, Lester, how do you save the 17 nodes like that? It's crazy. So this is Iron Reflexes right here. And we get this from Nothing Diamond that allows us to allocate nodes from Iron Reflexes. So that allows us to skip down here and get all of these. I still definitely want these all attributes. They are crazy good for the build. Not as good as like a plus 25 node, but those are rare, few and far between. But then you lose Jack of all trades. But you can see how it's highlighted. The reason how I got that was this Megalomaniac with Jack of all trades here. And then it also comes with Blinding Flash, which is good for evasion, kind of, because you get blind effect, and blind is so good on evasion base. But then I found this insane with vulgar methods as well. Like, holy crap, that's good. Yeah, Daniel, it's very, very good. And thank you, Robin. I got this haircut in prep for a wedding I have coming up next week. Looking forward to it. Not my wedding. I'm going to a wedding. Clem chowder. If you have no unique jewels, uh, I would say because I was able to find some really cheap megalomaniacs and they add so much to the build, that could definitely be the one to go for. Like I saw a couple of these for a few div. I bought a few of them before I saw this one, and yeah, oof, it's so good. It is so good. Raymond, yeah, it's definitely doable to beat Simulacrum with Ice Strike, but I feel like Ice Strike might get you in some trouble because it roots you a bit and gets you into some bad situations. But uh, Tempest Flurry helps a lot, but honestly the main thing you're hitting is the bell, so it's very doable with Ice Strike. And how do you do, Lena? It's going good. Just started. Stream crashed and burned the first time I tried because my camera decided to freeze for literally no reason, and then the audio died. But we're back. You have a 20-second delay. That's weird. Sure, Bestie Fitness. This here is the one of 3 rares that I'm able to keep. Here's the other one that I'm able to keep. And this is the other rare that I'm able to keep. Then we got an Against the Darkness here that I got as strength and extra fire damage. I did announce it on Discord. Did it not send? I sent it last night and again in the morning. That's weird. Yeah, I sent it last night and then again at 11. But for whatever reason, it didn't send last night's. That's odd. Yeah, because I 100% typed it out there. That's weird. Sorry about that. I don't know what went wrong there. What supports do you run on your Tempest Bell to make the AoE very big? Not Expanse. Expanse gives a 10-second cooldown, and that'll get you killed in Delirium or in Simulacrum. I just use the magnified effect from Herald of Ice because Herald of Ice doesn't work in there. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not too sure why it didn't go. Like on mine, it's saying that I did. Saying I sent a message saying I'm going live for the massive build update now, but for whatever reason, I sent that last night that I was going to be going live in like 20 hours or so, and I just never sent. But I 100% put it in announcements. It's very weird. I don't know why that broke. Just tuned in. Much smaller now. It's much smaller now because I'm going with evasion and energy shield instead of pure energy shield. No, Herald of Ice doesn't work. Magnified effect works great on Herald of Ice, but it does not work on just straight what's the word I'm looking for here? On simulacrums. Yeah, they don't pop. That's the issue. 77% here. And that's with max Wind Dancer. This is a broken Wind Dancer though, so I'm going to replace it. There's a different Wind Dancer. This will do it. Oh, I need to get the quality up though. Need another Gems Cutter's Prism for that. Perfect. They allowed me to get 1-for-1 Exalt. Very generous of them. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys... Yeah, exactly. They don't leave bodies, so they can't shatter. Here's a little sneak peek. Wind Dancer. It's got a terrible bug. Sometimes it doesn't give you Gale Force. If it looks like this, it won't do anything for you. But if it looks like this, and you get Gale Force in here, it does a lot for you. So yeah, I invested into this... basically a paperweight, so it's terrible. Makes me sad, that one. Let's just put here in the dump tab so I don't get it confused with anything else. I will also get an upgraded thing for it. 14 for it. Give me that greater jeweler's orb, please. I guess I'm going to be waiting a little bit for it if I do it at 14. 15, get it now. So there's some pretty incredible nodes to put on for Wind Dancer. You're a 48 Ice Strike Monk now. Not sure if it would cost too much to change everything. I just put out a video last night showing that you can clear Tier 4 Zesht with about 7 divs total from a blank character having nothing else, including the jewels. So if you're wanting just very entry level, you can get it that way, but if you're wanting really good stuff like this, you're going to be spending quite a bit. And obviously the more you spend, the better it is. And I do recommend swapping to stat stacking because it scales the best out of all the other types of builds right now. It has no upper limit. It just keeps scaling fantastically the more you put in. Inevitable critical. There we go. Elemental focus, because I'm not focusing on anything like that. This guy right here. Then I'm going to need not energy barrier, not second wave. Fast forward might be a good one. I don't know if that'll work. Let's see here. Stage interval 1.3 seconds. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay. I got a bunch of things off because I was doing it with the low tech version. Clem, I definitely do have a guide that you can follow. I have the Walking Bonk 4, which is the most viewed one, which should definitely give you some very helpful tips and tricks. Tempest Bell gets your damage back. What level are you currently? Did you already post an update build on max roll? I am level 96 still. I have done bad things to, unfortunately, keep on testing. It didn't turn out the best, some of my tests. I'm going to drop this guy because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need resonance. Because if I'm putting in Wind Dancer, I'm not going to be able to do the dual charge tech. So I'm going to drop a few things here right now. Charge Infusion, Combat Frenzy, Grim Feast, all this jazz. Exactly, Walking Bonk 4. I'm going to have a Walking Bonk 5 this weekend, though, with this new tech here. I'm going to have a version with this Energy Shield Evasion after we figure it out on stream. And then I'm going to also put a pure Energy Shield version afterwards, and I'll do that stream as well. I'm really glad that you enjoy the mic. The other one was just terrible. It cost way too many divines, but it worked very well. Yeah, I'm using Inevitable Critical on Wind Dancer. Also Elemental Focus because I wouldn't use it anywhere else. I had another one in mind. What was it? Not on this one. Oh, come on. I had it somewhere. What was I using? What was I using? Obviously, Unbreakable is fantastic for it. It pops and it gives you better stun resist, so it works with your jewels. Well, I'm glad that you like it. Uchitel? I'm going to call you Truda. Truda's a lot easier to pronounce. And howdy do, Nichols. Welcome to the stream. You come here quite a few times. I appreciate it, man. Cold Mastery. This long shot back onto Herald of Thunder. I am not certain where this is going yet. I just know it's going to be fun. That is literally the start and end of it. It's going to be very fun, and we will figure it out from here. These guys, unfortunately, I couldn't get onto my bar quite yet. I got a few things to go through here, it seems. Ice Strike, you tried swapping to a couple builds with Tempest Flurry Flicker and others for Invoker, and other way worse than your Ice Strike, or were way too expensive. Well, Tempest Flurry and Ice Strike should be the same cost because they 1-for-1 swap with the same jewels. I'm glad you like it, Raymond. It was pretty good. Do we need Wind Wave, though? Because we already got Gale Force. I didn't notice it doing anything different with Wind Wave. Like, I tried. I let things hit me for about half an hour with the broken Wind Dancer, and it never did anything with Wind Wave. And then when I had it with the main one on, I didn't feel like it was needed. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't... Oh, I guess it wouldn't trigger when you hit because the other one was broken. So it would only trigger on one that's working. So it's pretty hard to test and see if it does anything, but you know what? It's another knockback. Maybe it will like double the knockback distance. Oh, yeah, you're right. Elemental Focus will stop the Herald of Ice explosions, which is a problem, but I'm mostly going to be using this for Simulacrum, so that won't be a problem in there. Elemental Focus is basically to keep things off of me that way, but you're right. It will 100% stop your ice explosions. You die in Simulacrum with Stormwave and now switching to similar to my build. Yeah, Stormwave I'm pretty sure is terrible in Sims. Like really terrible. You need to generate Tempest Bell and Stormwave doesn't do that. That will get you popped. Flurry definitely works because then you can pop the bell efficiently. And level 9 Tempest Profane Ritual because the lower mana cost, that's all. I don't care about the damage at all. Thank you, cats. Glad you came to the stream. There's a lot of you guys. Alright, you have a good day, Daniel. Thanks for stopping by. 3 million? What am I missing, Clem? Holy, you got a chance, or Bastra? I'm jealous. Well, you guys wanted a gamble stream. I saved up. And I got one Stellar Amulet drop. Let's gamble that right now. You guys ready? Let's see what happens. One Stellar Amulet. Streamer client? No. Just normal. Alright, Walking Bunk. I think Walking Bunk 4 is going to do wonders for you. Walking Bunk 5 here has some pretty interesting tech, but it's going to be using From Nothing and Megalomaniac and Against the Darkness, so it's not going to be the most attainable for most people, but it is the way I would suggest building this. Also, you can get a Megalomaniac for pretty cheap. Some of them are just like 2 to 5 div as of right now. One that's this good, though, this good, like holy crap, this one's so good. It cost me 25 div for this. And then later in the night, I saw one that was also Jack of all trades and vulgar methods, but no third mod, and it was 80. So I do not know what happened for me to get lucky with this one, but hell yes. 6.8k per point for me. I was trying out a bunch of builds. 6.8k evasion energy shield right now. Do I want to move some things around so that I can get this extra maximum energy shield? I feel like that might be very helpful. What can I drop? Also, I can change this right now. I should get one more point of int for sure. Now I'm at the 375 dex I want. I'm at 551 int, which is quite nice. It's a good break point. The strength could be better. But I definitely want to keep... Yeah, that Megalo is nuts. It's nuts. Oh my god. Vulgar Methods is one of my favorite anointings in the game for stat stacking. It gives you 10 to strength and that 35 crit chance. Oh my god, it's better than Critical Exploit. See you, Raymond. Have a good one. Oh, Clem, I guarantee you do have 5 divs. You just need to work the currency exchange. If you got some gold and you got some junk currency or some jeweler orbs or anything like this, you got 5 divs. You just got to liquidate. Like all this here, that's currency too. All of these, that's currency. If you have catalysts, that's currency. Just liquidate what you got and you will definitely have some divs. And if you don't have stash tabs to trade things, get stash tabs to trade things. Get all that and you're good to go. I bought a whole bunch of them before I found one that good. I obviously I bought 4 others, and now I'm trying to liquidate the ones that I bought because I don't need them anymore. That one is just, it's everything. It's so good. Jack of all trades was like 70 plus div? No, no, it's not. It's much cheaper than that. And I'll prove it to you. So, right here, Megalomaniac on the trade site with Jack of all trades. 3 div, 4 div, 5 div. Let's refresh this. We got 52 results of people who are online. Let's see if there's any that are slightly useful. So, overheating blows. This one, let's type in overheating blows. And this is hits that heavy stun and flick fire exposure. Not the best, so we're going to keep looking. None of these are doing too much for us. But you know what? If you wanted to just get in there with the cheap one, let's just bid on this guy for 4 div. And you know what? I'm pretty sure he'll... It didn't message. Did it copy? That's what happened. It copied. My trade is a little bit bugged right now, it seems. Oh yeah, I would trade a Verana for a Astromentus in a second. Oh look, there we go. I got one. 4 div coming up. Doing it live on stream. Yeah, if you want all 3 good, yeah, it's way too much. There, deafening cries, Jack of all trades, boom, we got it. Leave the party, say thank you to this lovely person, and go back to your hideout. If you're wanting more attributes, you're going to need it on your jewels. 100% you need it on your jewels. Get it everywhere you can on your gear. Get it on all your pieces of equipment. And just keep scaling. Now, I also hit every attribute increasing node here with like increased intelligence, increased dexterity. This here gives me increased strength on 4 nodes now. I got polymathy for increase all attributes, and I've got spaghettification for increased attributes. Yeah. Jack of all trades, so cheap. Put this back in, try to get back what I paid for it. They're dirt cheap. You don't need to worry about it if you just get Jack, and Jack with 5 of your lowest attribute. Let's just quickly do the math on this. I have a Google Sheets up here that will not blind you. So if it's 5 of your lowest attribute, and my lowest attribute is, well, just round it to make it easier, 375. 375. So it's equal to this divided by this times, how much is it? 5%? 2%. So this times 2, it's 150% increased damage for my build right now. It's nuts. It's way too nuts. And now with my dexterity being above 375, oof, I'm going to have crazy speed. And if only I was able to get the frenzy charges on there for 12% more. I also had that on the sheet there. If I could have had the frenzy charges for dual charge tech, it'd bring me up to another 26% attack speed. What's my percent on ingenuity? Mine's 74%, but it also has dex. It's pretty great, but I probably need one that's above 80% if I don't want to lose the attribute mods on this ring. I will have to swap this to all elemental resistances and cold in order to cap my res, because right now my res is not capped. Yeah, I know. It's a little bit low. Well, 74% was a breakpoint for me, and so I only needed 74 for the things I was getting. But yeah, you got to look at the breakpoints, not just the percent. But if I got 82%, it would give me 4 more all res, which is obviously enough for my cold. Clem Chowder, I just made a 7 div budget version of it last night. It's out there this morning. And yeah, the Walking Bonk 4 is 100% the best way to go, but the budget version is in that video. I didn't make a whole max roll or POB for it because it's literally the exact same. The only thing that changed was the gear pieces, but it holds true the thought process for getting all those gear pieces. We got to test so many things. So many things. Oh, speaking of which, somebody wants to buy that Megalo. There we go. They're getting it for cheap now. Oh yeah, I'll always be using Verana. I got it. I got it right here again so that I can take advantage of this natural energies. For the energy shield version, I am needing a few more stats, so I actually move it up here because I do not have the controlled metamorphosis there, or at least I won't. Okay, make sure giving him the proper one. There we go. So now, do I want to put Blink in here? Do I want to put in Flicker Strike? Do I want... Like, I got 60 Spirit. I could put in the minions if I wanted to, so I can use Minion Pact. Huh. How do I want this? You guys decide for me. Minion Pact with minions for the damage. You want to test Elemental Invocation with Eye of Winter? Love it with the Thunderbolts? Let's do it then. Elemental Invocation. There. Because I don't have Eye of Winter in there yet. Boom. With Inspiration to bring down the mana cost, and Ricochet and Chain to make it go off. Howdy do, Alabaster Jones. Just picked up Spaghetti, and damn, it was rough on the wallet, but it'll be worth it. Yeah, what is it, like 2 or 3 div now? Oh, hey, Dan. Well, thanks for popping in and sent a friend. Okay, sure. You're in chat. You're definitely a friend. What else can I put in here now? I really like Elemental Invocation, by the way, because it pumps Rising Tempest, and I do not mind hitting the button. I do not mind it at all. It's no cast speed or anything. This is looking pretty good. This is looking really good. I think I can get the higher level Tempest Flurry because I just reduced mana costs. Let's see what that's like. I will obviously need to put in Inspiration to do so, but let's check it out. So it's at 28 mana cost for level 19. You know what? That's not too bad. But it loses out on the Elemental Invocation Inspiration. And now without, it's going to be chunking. Yeah, that's chunking. Okay, still not the best that way. Now with the lower level one. with the lower. I'm down to 11 mana cost, so I can literally go infinite. So yeah, we'll go with the lower level one just so that we can lower the cost of Elemental Invocation. Yeah, unfortunately no more Frenzy Charge on this setup, and it makes me really sad. I was trying to figure this out on POB a couple of days ago, how to get Frenzy Charges in here with it, but if I have Wind Dancer in, it's just... I don't see a way to be able to get the dual charge tech going with how many things I want to get going on here, unfortunately. It made me sad. It made me really, really sad. You're definitely not the first guy to say that, Uchil. A lot of people want a guild. You don't like Flurry, Alexander? Then definitely use Ice Strike if you prefer it better. It's preference. I personally like Flurry because you can move with it, use it as a mobility skill, but it's pretty good. I do not like Hand of Chayula that much, but we can definitely test it out because it's a good mobility skill. Budget Monk build. If you have 100 strength, you gotta pump that up for sure. It's definitely worth getting the pillar. It's super good, but you need to... The pillar's also only like a div, so try to get at least 100 more strength, which you'd be able to get from your rings easy, and just make sure you got it on your gear, your stats, everywhere that you can. You should have no issue getting at least 250 all stats. Even 300 all stats if you have decent stuff is pretty easily attainable. And then if you have that, nothing will do more damage. Like, let me just put it this way. I think I got it in here. Yes. Okay, so on the POB here, this is kind of important to show off. The pillar with 2 sockets, 20 quality, and 12% weapon damage per 5 strength was a div for like months. Or I guess I should say a month, because the game's been out for like a month and a half, and I was preaching it constantly. This is the way to go. This is definitely it. I put out multiple videos for it. You need that 12% weapon damage per 5 strength. That's... can I click on it and hold it? There we go. That right there. 12% weapon damage per 5 strength. That is what you need. That's the biggest scaler. If you got that, you're set. And now look at my damage. I'm at 40 million damage with this right now. Potentially not perfectly set up because Tempest Belt isn't damage per second, but it's just straight damage. So look at it with... I'm going to actually have to switch. I put it on a different one, I guess. Is it this one that I have it on there? Yeah, there it is. This one here, 52 million damage POB with just the Pillar of the Cage Gods. Now look what happened when I put on this absolutely ridiculous, impossible Fizz Staff with all the best in slot stats. It's got the highest possible roll of increased Fizz damage, the highest possible roll of adds Fizz damage, the highest possible roll of increased elemental damage, crit chance, critical damage, and attack speed. It's all the best in slot things that you could take. And potentially putting on like minion skills would have done something there, but this is all best in slot stuff. Then I also had it corrupted so you could get a third socket for 90% increased elemental damage. This is the best Fizz Staff that you can get, and it does not exist. This does not exist. If it did, it would be hundreds of divines for this thing. Literally hundreds of divines. And if I put that on, my damage goes from 52,745,000 to 40 million. You cannot get a Fizz Staff that's better than Pillar of the Cage Gods once you start stacking. It works too well with it. This is something that, yeah, there is no way to get a Fizz Staff this good. It does not exist. And it's still worse than Pillar of the Cage God. So that is something that you need to kind of keep in mind there. Just get that 12% weapon damage and you are solid. If you could get it with the attack speed, that's going to be great for moving around and zipping. But for just straight damage, it's the crit damage all the way. 12% adds a lot on the pillar. I had a corrupted one affix, one melee on hit, but don't know, didn't feel that good. Is it potentially better? The one with one rage on melee hit? It would feel nice because it'd help you with rage gen, but it wouldn't be as strong. Quality is not needed, but it bothers me if it's not there. Why would you corrupt something without qualitying it? That's my thought. There is no argument at all. It is the best in slot, period. Okay, so on this one, I forgot to put resonance on, but I'm going to need it for sure, so take those off. What you huffing about, girl? Oh, that's what it is. My big girl, she is jealous because I gave her and the little girl both bones, and the little girl's still chewing hers, whereas the big one already ate it. Mm. Ice Strike does not really help with zipping around the map that much because you kill things too fast with Herald of Ice. If you didn't have Herald of Ice, you might be able to zip from member to member. Oh, wow. That's a lot of gifted memberships. Holy crap. Thank you very much, Wasted Breed. I know exactly who you are, but I'm not going to dox you. Priority for Strength Dex Int. I'd say get Dex at least to 300. If you're going to bring it higher, bring it up to 375 because that's the next triple breakpoint. After that, you'd want Strength the highest and then Int after that because Int is nice for getting your area of effect up, but Strength is also Energy Shield as well as a higher damage scaler. And you get to a point where you really don't need that much area of effect anymore, so thanks for reminding me. I'm going to start reallocating this. I'm going to stop this with a proper breakpoint on Int if I can. It'll... this might not look very good at the end. Okay, let's see what it says. 34. Oof, that's ugly. That's real ugly. I don't have any more int nodes, so I can't make that better. Unfortunately, things like this strength node here is glitched. As you can tell, it gives you no stats. That's a GGG thing, so I'm losing 10 attributes, 15 attributes there because this one here is also glitched. I should have a bunch more strength. I don't know if this one's glitched or not. No, it's not. But yeah. Call GGG, get them to fix that one. Oh, let's keep all my decks together. Change this one to int. I'm going to need to go these 3 int to keep it on a nice breakpoint. Otherwise, it's going to drive me nuts. Plus 551 int. Ooh, that's going to be big area of effect. Oh man, I love it. Alrighty, so yeah, it adds a little bit of damage, but not much. 300 per stat is good for pillar. Yeah, you'll be in great shape if you have 300 per stat. You'll be in absolutely great shape with that. Alright, taking this off now. Let's go and do a first test here. Profane Ritual Tech. Let's put it here where I can keep it in order. Ice Strike plus Siphoning Strike is fun. I really tried to make Siphoning Strike work, but I was trying to use it for the power charges. And I wasn't able to shock with it because obviously it says cannot shock, and then everything else popped immediately. My name's Tyler. You can refer to me as that, but you can also refer to me as random. There you go. Minor doxing, but that's fine. 3100 energy shield. I got 6800. I'm trying to get 69, but to be nice. It's the same all the way through there, Clem. Prioritize a little bit of everything. Strength for damage, int for AoE, and dex for speed.
Yes.
Go. Make that nice and clean and easy to follow. Oh man, if I had those 15 strengths, oh, that'd be so good. Really hope GGG fixes that soon. It drives me nuts.
I must meditate.
Okay, so take off my omen here. We're not going to do the Citadel first because there's a very strong possibility I mess something up. But here, let's do this one. A nasty Monster Steals Power Charges map. Ooh, we got a double up. So let's do a tier 16 map. Let's do tier 16 with Delirium if I got it. I do not. Alrighty. Go with this now. Howdy do. Hi, Himbo. His Himbo name is his hometown. Also, rando fun facts. My Himbo name? I don't even know what my Himbo name is. I do, everybody. I only use it for gap closers, follow up. 8,000 my build. It's really. Oh, I'm glad you're having a good time with it, Ann. What level would be good for jumping point to this build? I'd say probably if you're wanting to do the full convert, mid 80s feels really good. I'd say 75 attack speed, or 375 dex for the attack speed, plus getting this deep trance node here, feels about the same as having the dual charge tech for the frenzy charges at 300 attack speed. Or 300 dex, I should say. We got all the wonderful, wonderful orbs now. So the big thing we got is the huge evasion chance now. So we're probably just not going to be getting hit. It's bimbo, but for me? Okay. Are you calling me a dirty girl? Because you're right.
Fury unleashed.
Only got 70k tool tip DPS right now. Let's see here. Are you talking about Tempest Flurry? Tempest Flurry tooltip DPS doesn't matter. The ones that matter is Tempest Bell and your Heralds. Nothing else matters. You have Chaos Inoculation but not Eternal Youth. Yeah, I don't like Eternal Youth. I heal a lot of different ways. I got Shock Siphon. I like to put on Meditate every once in a while. Yeah, that's how fast bosses pop with this. It's pretty fun. It was like that before as well, but I didn't have Elemental Invocation, so literally the moment you drop the bell, boom, gone. How many hours in PoE 1? I'm not too certain. If you include the AFK time, probably double. But you know what? Let's. I'm not too sure. Give me a second. Library. 970 hours in PoE 1. And that's a lot of time AFK over multiple seasons, but it's still 970 hours. It was enough just to learn the basics of the game to prepare for this one. I had a lot of help though. I would have felt like such a complete noob if I didn't get the help that I got. How much do I invest? Your heralds don't even display DPS? Well, it shows damage, not DPS. And that's the important thing, so that way you know how much it's doing in the big AoEs when it pops. How much did it cost me to swap to the build? At the time, I spent 12 div for the Verona Jewel, but that's when divs were 50 exalt per. I got this belt for... It wasn't this one, it was a worse version of it. But I got it for 25, and that's when it was higher than it is now. And these gloves were really expensive back then. They were 8 div. So, like 30 div it cost me to make the full swap at the time. But the belt and the gloves massively went down in price, and you don't even need the belt to make the swap. So, I just did one that was 7 divs yesterday. Oh yeah, playing while working is the best way to get paid. I'm playing while injured, so no contractual badness there for me. How do I get... Oh, I gotta go up through the start? Oh, that's terrible. Nothing else matters. Who else just sang Metallica in their head? Oh, yeah. Oh, Beverly, don't be jealous just because Uno Dos eats slower than you. You expected at least 5,000 hours? Yeah. I definitely have OCD, so when I get interested in something, I hyper-fixate and I learn a lot of things about it. It's very similar to ADHD in that way, except for I don't lose interest as fast as ADHD does. Which, they're very, very similar in a lot of ways. It just means that I annoy my girlfriend with being stuck on things, whereas my buddy, he annoys his girlfriend with not being able to focus.
What is it?
Well, I feel like that definitely worked out. So much so that
How can I help?
I have no fear with taking on a Citadel with this. Come on, there we go. Can relate, you have both? You have ADHD and OCD? That's nuts. That must be just terrible for trying to really get anything done. You focus on one thing, it's done perfectly, but then the 30 other things you have going on, oops. That's how I would feel if I had both. I need a really high waystone drop chance. I do not... Ooh, I got one 300. There we go. I don't think I have too many crazy high ones, but this should definitely get me most of the way there. So chat, what did you miss with the changes? You missed some pretty big changes. Basically transformed the entire build with this energy shield evasion version. Wind Dancer definitely is working. I did not show it yet exactly what it does, but you know what? Let's do this right now. Let's just take a map that doesn't matter. Before we go anywhere, let's do a little Delirious map. So, ooh, nice rarity on it. Tier 15. I don't know if it has any more slots, but if it does, ooh, it does, we'll make it even more delirious. How delirious? More delirious. There we go. Penitentiary, don't know that one. I want to do a tier 16 on that, though, for the chance to get the good goods. See here, where's a good map? Where's a good map? Here we go. A slick breach. There we go. With Delirious. 41%. Give him some extra damage, some extra rares. Let's do it. Uno dos, it's okay, girl. It's okay. She's probably... Ooh, 41 div for Verona. Yeah, that's nuts. Javelin zooming on maps is kind of nuts. You can get the zoomy zooms on this one as well. I'm just more focused for an all content right now. Like, when I swap to the energy shield version, I can show you. Here. Right, let's take this melee damage from these guys. Once it pops Wind Dancer, it takes everybody out. That's the power of Wind Dancer. And the fact that I got so much evasion now, I just wasn't getting hit for the longest time. So this is going to be really strong in Simulacrums. And so after I get that Citadel done, that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit a Simulacrum. Yeah, this is definitely holding up. I kind of missed the dual charge tech for sure, but getting the defensive bonus of having all this evasion is also really nice, and I think this will be potentially better for something like Simulacrum. And the fact that you have Elemental Invocation in there means every boss pops in the first second. Every single one, without question. And if you didn't want Elemental Invocation, you want more mobility, you could put in Blink, or you could put in Flicker Strike. Like, the Energy Shield Evasion version has a little bit more flexibility, because unfortunately you drop the tech, but then you get all those extra spaces. Oh, thank you, BL. Yeah, the girlfriend said I was very handsome. Ah, welcome back, Zenith. I don't think you've missed a stream yet. .07 attack speed. Feels close to what Gemlings can get. Let's see here. What am I even at? I'm at 0.12. And it can definitely get better. Like, it can get a lot better. And that's just because I don't want to overinvest in dex. I would rather get it in strength for the energy shield and for the intelligence with AoE, because obviously my AoE is nuts right now, like holy crap nuts. I'm curious about something. How big would my bell look with a magnified effect right now? Take a concentrated effect. We're gonna have to get... It's still too big with my ice trick. 3 charges, 4 charges, drop the bell. Yeah, that bell is nuts. And so that's how you know it will work in Simulacrums really well. Because all you really care about is the size of the bell. Whoa, that was a lot of sim splinters. Why am I not attacking? There we go. I wasn't even stunned or anything, it just wasn't attacking. You need to get some sleep, Libble. I understand completely. You have a good night. And yeah, I'll actually be making a new max roll. Oh well, I don't know if I'll make a max roll, but I'll definitely be making a POB. And depending on how it exports, I'll be making that available for everybody for sure. For sure I will. And then I'll also be doing one for the energy shield version of this once we do the testing for that. Probably tomorrow or the day after. I'll be making a video guide for each of them because they're going to be very different builds. I do miss the frenzy charges. The frenzy charges would feel so nice on here. But also, I don't even see enemies really. This is a delirious map and I'm not seeing enemies at all. I definitely upped my... Ooh, I'm selling something for 10 div. If that's you guys buying all my megalos, thank you. I spent a lot trying to figure this out. How much damage are you peaking at the moment? I'm not actually sure. That's a good question. Right here, this guy, he wanted perfect opportunity, trade. Yeah, let's put these back in.
What is it? Yes.
Might be something if I were to slam it. Yeah, that could be worth something. It's worth slamming, let's put it that way. That one isn't. And slam. And slam. And it's terrible. It's terrible. Steven, what are you doing here? You're in my YouTube chat too now? Oh, you silly goose. How's it going, everybody? People from the real life is showing up now. He's going to tell you all the dirty details. Well, I hope you're watching me live stream. Oh, what is this? Stop spamming caps. Yeah. Oh, good. Nightbot is working. Beautiful. Who would have thought the first person to get Nightbot slammed is the person I know in real life? And that makes so much sense because, oop, he only ever types in caps. Oh, I wonder, did he get timed out? I hope not, but I guess we'll find out. But yeah, thanks for finding me, Steven. I'm kind of entertained by that. I'm goddaddy to his kid, so I showed him the channel so that the kid could check me out, but here Steven is looking at me. Wasn't expecting that at all. You'd have to put in a lot of attributes to make Warrior good, because right now the loss to defenses is very, very noticeable. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary how noticeable it is. You can get popped so fast. When I put Warrior and the helmet in, I think I get like 3,800 energy shield, which is really bad. Really bad, because you don't even have the evasion to avoid it. But yeah, you definitely get smacked hard with Warrior. Yeah, you have to worry about mechanics. You have to actually dodge around and avoid it. Whereas with just a decent chess piece, you just face tank everything, you don't care about it. Which Megalo did I end up with? Ooh, I ended up with a very pretty one. Look at that. Vulgar Methods. Holy crap. And then it also has Blinding Flash, which is decent for this evasion version because it gives increased blind effect and blinds enemies when they stun you. And that reminds me of what I wanted to put in here. I wanted to put blind in for Wind Wave so that when they hit you, they're also blinded. And then they're even less likely to hit you. So pretty much no matter what, you can't get swarmed and stun locked. Do I not have... Oh, I don't have it. Okay, that's one thing I'm missing on here. I needed to get the Profusion on Combat Frenzy here, because that would give me more power charges when I freeze things. I forgot to swap that off of Combat Frenzy. Or off of Profane Ritual. That explains why I'm not having the best power charge uptime. You also have 12% resist and attribute. That is definitely the best warrior, 100%. If you have that, then maybe you could put in like increased evasion, energy, shield, armor, but it won't be good still because of the low base amounts on the armor, and you can't get flat. If you could get flat on it, that would be incredible. Then yeah, you'd be able to use the high scaling on warrior itself to get good numbers. But as it stands, I just didn't like it because you lose too much for spirit and skills that way, and then I had to worry about mechanics, and I didn't want to have to think about mechanics. I just wanted to be able to do this. I didn't want a walking sim, but I also wanted to make it like semi-brain off. What is this? Oh, Jin. Pariah. That's unfortunate. Did I take Overwhelming Presence? I don't need Overwhelming Presence. It wouldn't be bad, but it's definitely not needed. Now, I don't remember if I can get back up from this afterwards, but I think we're fine. Even if the map isn't done, it never gives you completion credit anyways. You have 6k wearing warrior. Do you also have the helmet, though? I was talking about with the helmet. But yeah, 6k with warrior isn't bad at all. That's pretty good.
Take the power that we deserve. We'll see about that.
Well, he's already popped. Will he let me keep Bell charged so I can pop him again? Come on. I didn't even use Elemental Invocation because I hit that button. That's just how fast he popped. Good times. I like Elemental Invocation because it allows... this button here. It allows you to instantly buff Rising Tempest to max. So if you use it, boom, your Bell's supercharged. And cast on crit, cast on shock use too much mana when you're in boss fights. Oh, he very nearly got me. I could have... Oof. Scary. Shaken. Greatest challenge of fast attack speed and Tempest Flurry is not to get stuck on terrain. Yes, it is. Unbreakable on your charge staff seems to help with getting... Really? I tried Unbreakable and Charge Staff, and it didn't seem to do anything. Like, I just sat there and let things hit me for half an hour, and it didn't seem to work. And then I thought maybe it was only when I was doing the Shockwave, because it's nothing on here, but during the Shockwave, it says... Where is it? Right here. No, that's the stun build-up modifier. It said somewhere that it had the stun something, I thought. I'm not even too sure anymore. Oh, it's... Of course. So, stun threshold using the skill 200. Maybe it is all the time, because it's saying on the buff. If that's on the buff, that's incredible. But I didn't really notice it when I was using it. But yeah, that is a wonderful place to put it. If it... That didn't used to be there, I don't think, before the last patch. They might have put that in new. Because I remember looking for this and I didn't see that. If that is absolutely incredible. And I 100% think Unbreakable should be in there over Culling Strike. I'm dropping Culling Strike for that right now. That's beautiful. Thank you for pointing that out. Because If that's right, that's best in slot. What do I have now for non-simulacrum? Oh, instead of magnified effect, I put on concentrated effect for the huge damage. It instantly nukes anything. It's pretty powerful.
Go on.
Like, I don't need to worry about anything. Everything pops, obviously.
Indeed.
So my damage definitely went up. No question there. It 100% went up. And that makes perfect sense because that Megalomaniac is insane. If it didn't, I'd be kind of sad. Uh, don't worry about what Tempest Flurry says. This is a level 6 Tempest Flurry with the only thing giving it damage is Primal Armament. You Steel Tech, swapping that yourself. Yeah. I think that does work. Because it says it on there now. It didn't before. I'm certain it didn't say it before. But it definitely is saying it now, and that's amazing. Holy crap. How do you think this gold... How do you get this gold think above your head? What? I'm not too sure what you mean by that. Switched my build like 2 weeks ago, but went back to old one because you can't afford Verana Jewel and you're dying too often. You shouldn't be dying too often, even without the Verana, if you have proper scaling. You should be able to get at least 6k energy shield without... With decent gear. I mean, 5k without decent gear. I just did a video on 7 div for the entire thing, start to finish, and it was about 5,500, I think. Yeah, Stormwave for map clearing is nice, but I obviously don't need it. Tempest Flurry has enough AoE, and then it charges the bell, so I don't need to swap for anything. Oh, howdy do Despair! Your channel member, thank you. I appreciate you very much. It's the first blue star I've seen. I've also got a Patreon, and that very surprisingly got a bunch of members last night. It made me very happy. Thank you guys so much for the support. Like, it means a lot, and it helps me make the channel better, so really appreciate you guys. Oh, this thing above my head. Yeah, that was a Twitch drop. And yeah, Alabaster, that was Unbreakable I just put on. I tried testing it probably like 3 weeks ago, and I'm certain it didn't say more stun threshold while using the skill then, but it is now, so they must have fixed it. So this definitely worked well. This worked really well. So well that I'm going to do a Simulacrum now. I've got one, almost a second one farmed up. Let's do this. Thank you so much, Ryan. Yeah, I really like putting actually good stuff out there. Like, if I just put out a build guide and you're like, but how do you do it, and nobody can figure it out, then that's a problem. I need to actually show how things work. And I know a lot of people still have those questions, but they're literally the people who only watch like 2 minutes of the video. The people that go from start to finish really do understand. Ooh. The only thing of mine that's selling is the Megalomaniacs. Heck yeah. So, one tech that you can do to help you win every Simulacrum is have a really strong teammate. As terrible as that sounds, because even if you do die, if they're able to clear the Simulacrum for you, you get credit at the end. Hey, there you go, Steven. Sorry, I don't have control over that, Steven. Welcome back, though. Legitimately, that's Nightbot just because you were spamming a lot of caps, and so it decided to time you out. Sorry, I can't control that. If I could, I would have brought you back. Welcome back, though, for sure. Alrighty, so in here, Herald Device, useless, it does nothing. Tempest Bell, you want magnified effect over concentrated effect because conc effect just doesn't work, unfortunately, because the reduced AoE or increased AoE just hurts bad. I'm not too sure where to put concentrated effect yet, so we're just going to slot it right there. Don't mobs scale party number? They do. Their damage and health, but if you have a strong enough friend that you don't need to worry about anything, you just pop them. Not to dox, but did I hear right that you're Canadian? Right in the dead center of it. I am in the frozen wasteland that nobody wants to be in. Like, if you can throw a dart at the dead center of Canada, that's me. Marvin, why random fat find the name? Uh, yeah, I did a lot of martial arts growing up. 5 years old, I was in Taekwondo until probably about 13, 14. And then never really got too into that. My instructor was terrible. But after that, I got into boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. Had an uncle that did like literally a week of Muay Thai with me, which was fun. But, you know, I learned some basics there. Did a lot of years of jiu-jitsu. Then won a couple tournaments. I was a varsity wrestler for a little bit, but I wasn't good. I was literally just a walk-on my team. I used jiu-jitsu in wrestling, and it was apparently good enough to get me on the team. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Wheezy. I'm not too sure what to do here for the last bit for Simulacrum. Like, I could do the minions, but I don't need it because I've got the evasion from Wind Dancer. I took off the Unbreakable. What was the thing I said I wanted on Wind Dancer? I had something in mind, but I lost it. Crap. If anybody... not Shock Siphon. I need Shock Siphon somewhere, but I can't remember. Probably just stick it on Tempest Flurry instead of Overcharge. Yeah. There we go. That's better. Now, what the heck do I do with Wind Dancer? Blind! Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Blind. I knew it was something obvious. You guys saved me. Blind on... I could do blind on Charge Staff. I'm going Unbreakable right now. For Sims, probably Unbreakable, Wind Dancer, Blind Charge Staff might be better, but... You're right, it will blind more stuff. Blind on Wind Dancer, blind the more important stuff. But they're both good for sure. The other issue is Unbreakable on Wind Dancer is only when it triggers, but I mean, only when it triggers is only whenever you need it, so... Okay, what is this? I'm really glad you think the build is amazing, Lucas. Perfect. But the charges strat, I use rituals to get power charges, and I use combat frenzy to get frenzy charges, and I don't use resonance. It's very powerful because it allows you to get 12% more attack speed and 20% more crit chance through charge, 20% more crit chance with charge infusion. Alrighty. I gotta scroll down to the bottom, otherwise I'll never get to the actual Sims here. I'll just leave this in there, it's fine. But I do need to swap out of Avatar for Simulacrums, because Avatar doesn't do anything for you, but Meditate is incredible for Simulacrums. It's absolutely incredible. Probably best in slot for Sims. Now for the last skill, though, it's between... probably between minions for the distraction and being able to put on Minion Pact, which is a little bit more damage consistently than Rising Tempest, because I'm not going to be spamming Elemental Invocation. Honestly, I probably won't even be using it, but it could be nice. Another thing that's really nice for Simulacrum specifically is Overabundance on your bell. I do not recommend this really anywhere else right now, but on Simulacrums it makes it so that when the boss comes, you can drop it on him in a hurry, and not have to worry about timing it properly. It keeps the uptime, and really the main thing is the AoE. Video idea somewhere down the line. These are the new best support gems for your monk, and what a coincidence. You also have done a few years of BJJ and recently started training in Muay Thai. Oh, I thought the BJJ and Muay Thai was a part of the video. Well, congratulations, and honestly, it's fantastic. I love BJJ. I love Muay Thai. Muay Thai is rough, though. It is rough, but it's so fun. Blind on Wind Dancer only proc when you get hit, so what's the point? The point is, when you get hit, in case the Wind Dancer doesn't take everything out, then the things that are still around will still be blinded. But you're right, especially since my Megalo gives me more blind effect, it'll probably just make it actually strong. But you won tournament, so needless to say, you're really good in comparison to any footage of you rolling out there. Probably not on the internet. I got a few saved on my phone, really low quality cell phone ones. The last tournament I did was 2017. I got silver there, and then gold in the one in 2016 or 15. And I felt really bad about the one in 2017 because the first guy I rolled against, he was a dad who really didn't want to tap, and so I got him in a bad submission, and he refused. I let go of the submission, turned to the ref, and told him like his arm popped, but then the guy kept fighting, so I had to just keep going and going and going. Okay, hold on just 1 second. I got a tip. Wasted breed. Thank you, Daddy. I had to. I had to. If I get tip, I do whatever you will. I am a dirty girl and I'm easy. But yeah, after he refused, the ref said then keep going, so then I had to crank that submission more, and I bent it backwards in a really unnatural way. He got sad after the match. He said he didn't feel the pain at the time because the adrenaline, and then you saw the blood drain out of his face as he was going, and they took him to the hospital in an ambulance. And that was the last time I competed. I didn't want to anymore. I didn't want to deal with that kind of person. I don't want to hurt people. I like jiu-jitsu, but I don't like hurting people. And yeah, you're about to order Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I hope you enjoy it, Steven. Definitely not my cup of tea, but I'm sure you're going to love it. My Streamlabs donation is showing me offline when you throw money at me. Well, I definitely see it. I don't know why it's showing me offline. That is weird. Oh, somebody wants to give me 50 divine? Hell yes. Somebody take that from me. Take my money. Oh, he's showing up. Oh, that's beautiful. Give me money. That's... Maybe I can afford it. Maybe I can afford Astramentus. Do you prefer full energy shield or... Honestly, they're both really good, Clem. There we go. He hustled me. He hustled me good. I'm gonna need to let the pups out pretty quick. My big girl is knocking at the door pretty hard. 43 dibs for this jewel here. Boom. Alrighty, I'll be right back. If only I knew how to schedule an ad break for like 2 minutes, but I have absolutely no idea. Maybe in the future, but not right now. So, I'll be right back, guys. Here you go, girls. Go. PogChamp. I'm not too sure what that means, but you know what? I know it's a thing. There. Sorry, monkey business. I am afraid of all the scams that are going out, so I gotta kick you out of my hideout. I'm sure you're just messing with your tree.
Hello.
Oh, what is this? Just realized you're a random fight fan. I'm like, oh, really? You did good. Thanks for coming by. I don't need to type that out. You're literally right here. Thank you for coming by. You really did haggle me good, though. Haggle for everything on trade when it comes to really high-end purchases like that. Like, for the most part, people are just happy to move it. I know I'm happy to move certain things, so... halfway there to Astromentus now, thanks to that one sale. If I could sell this one as well, which is another amazing one for evasion, because 50% increased blind effect. And then Flurry is just nice if you wanted to use something like Hand of Chayula, but definitely not the best in slot for sure. How do I go about messing with this? I don't want to put the minions on right now, though. I feel like evasion doesn't mean need minions, and if I have minions on, I'm going to want to do the dual charge tech. And if I have the dual charge tech, I won't be able to go with Wind Dancer, because I'll need to have the minions, and then I would also need to take... I mean, I could take off Elemental Invocation for sacrifice. You know what? Let's test it. Will this work, actually? Maybe I can do the dual charge tech. Oh my god, it froze again. Oh, this damn camera. It's Nvidia being the problem here. Let's see if I swap off and swap back on, it fixes. There we go. Thank you. Perfect. It actually fixed that time. Thank you for letting me know. I don't know exactly what happened, but we got it fixed. Check your gem, decide not to because of the flurry. Oh, that's funny. Alright, being right back right now, I just gotta let the dogs in, and then we can continue on with everything. And back. Oh, I got a new mic. It's a great mic. It sounds so good. Yeah, the headset was very low tech, low quality for sure. I do not regret this purchase whatsoever. You guys are worth it. Now, sacrifice is right here. So skeletal cleric and sacrifice now. Do I have... Yeah.
Energizing.
I'm a little shy on mana to make it feel great, unfortunately, because... I'm definitely shy on spirit, I should say, not mana. Spirit. You check my gem, but decide not to because the flurry. The flurry is still quite good, but you're right, it could be a lot better. I think the way to do it... Here we go, we got immortal minions now. Drop Grim Feast to put on sack. There we go. We won't need Grim Feast because we're evasion based And we're running Meditate. And we're going to need to put on Profane now. So let's see if this actually works. I didn't think I had the slots for it, but I guess I do. So I got Sack on, I got 3 minions. Profane Ritual. There we go. Now I just got to take off Resonance. Who would have thought I can actually get dual charge tech on this? That's fantastic. I was really regretting not having dual charge tech, but here I am rocking it now. Now the question, yeah, probably the increased, I'm not too sure. Increased evasion with this node here for the evasion movement speed, or take off the body armor node and come here with energy shield and evasion. Lucas, we're going to be doing both versions. It's not a one switch or the other. There's 2 versions of it, and I'm going to have guides for both of it. We're doing the test right now, and I think we just found a way to improve it a little bit more than what I was doing in the maps. And in the maps, it definitely worked. It worked very, very well. You got one with Devastation. What does Devastation do? Ooh, Bell's even bigger. Nice. Yeah, I got Authority here for 20% increased area of effect to go with the monstrous amount of intelligence we got for AoE scaling. Another thing. I could fix that ugly strength by taking one of these and changing one of these dex ones to strength, but that seems less good than just getting more evasion. Let's do that.
Time to refocus.
So I took off resonance, good. Now when I take these guys out, I'm getting power charges, and when I freeze things with my combat frenzy, I'll be getting frenzy charges, which is going to up my attack speed and make everything feel better. I did not think I could get dual charge tech on this. What did I think I was going to be having on the Path of Building here? Because this here is the energy shield one. I thought I was going to put Blink on instead, but I'm really not a fan of Blink. How do I sustain mana? Recover 2% mana on kill, making my Tempest Flurry basically cost nothing with it being low leveled, but I don't really need that. It's just really good for something like Sims. I now have reduced cost of skills that I don't even need. And when I was using Elemental Invocation, I was using wherever it is, Inspiration. There it is. We're going to want Innervate on here for sure. For sure we want Innervate. So we're going to take... probably Lightning Infusion off the Bell. Less dam... Actually, one thing I discovered, you should definitely be taking Charge Staff off of this. Because I don't know if it'll show it in game. But yeah, it's basically... I lose damage by putting Lightning Infusion on with this tech. I forgot about that. Yeah, Lightning Infusion is absolutely terrible when you got this jewel here with increased fire damage. Because... oof. The best way to do this is definitely to get int instead of fire damage. But 4% strength, 4% fire damage. I think this cost me 8 div or 10 div. I think it was 8. And... if I were to get it with 4% strength, 4% int, it's like 50 div. Unset ring with good stats. It's a really good unset ring. That cold damage is super helpful. That increased fire is whatever, but it helps, especially with that new jewel. Then the attributes and all res is amazing. Which aura do you turn off when using Sacrifice, Grim Feast, and what? I just completely removed Grim Feast because I don't want to worry about turning off auras. I just want to be able to rock. So now I got Wind Dancer, Skeletal Cleric with 3 minions, so that way they keep each other alive. Herald of Thunder, because it does work in Sims, and it helps with freezing things, which will help with getting Combat Frenzy charges. Got Sacrifice and Profane Ritual to go with the Clerics to give you the charges. Charge Infusion to give you the 12% more lightning, or more crit chance, and or 12% more skill speed, 20% more crit chance. Then I got the Combat Frenzy, obviously for frenzy charges. Then Bell with more AoE and Overabundance, so I can spam it more. I only suggest using Overabundance in Sims. And yeah, if you think my damage is high now, just you wait. Yeah. Stacking, stacking, stacking. Everything is working together, and it adds a ton. Now, I think Grim Feast is essential over something like maybe Wind Dancer if you're evasion based. However, even Wind Dancer works if you're energy shield base, I should say, energy shield base, because every time you get hit, as long as you have a charge, which should be really easy to get, it pops things around you, and it kind of acts like the best defensive layer you can get through damage. This is exactly how yours ended up after tweaking, except you have level 20 flurry because you have the flask. Yeah, the flask is really good. Try a Mind Over Matter, get it from Fubgun Stack and Legionnaire build. You really like it? Yeah, Mind Over Matter I would love, but my mana isn't high enough, and I'm kind of set with my gear. Like, to get mana on my rings and my amulet would be too much. I would not want to get it on any of these 3 pieces of gear, so I just don't feel like having that reduced mana recovery would be nice. But yeah, Mind Over Matter would be amazing, especially for the Legionnaire, or for the Mercenary version. Alrighty, so I got all of this here for the things that I took off. Elemental Invocation, fantastic, no question about it. But I took off Rising Tempest because I took off Elemental Invocation and I took off Avatar, so I have no way to proc it anymore. Just the 12% from Tempest Flurry. So I think we're in good shape. I think this max level Simulacrum is going to go well. What about bosses? Bosses is easy. Stat upgrading, I feel like it's not really any different than any other kind of build. You're trying to find the cohesion between it all. I think I got everything on there, right? Yeah. Oh, I guess I'm missing the things from Meditate, but whatever. I just need to do this between waves, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. There we go. So I got my charges, I got my charge staff. Let's do this. Full charges, full charge staff, and just for shits and giggles, with charges and charge staff, I'm now to 9.71 attacks per second. Pretty damn good. Nearly max crit chance. It would be better if I could get a few more nodes, but the evasion version is a little bit more skill point on the passive tree intensive. If I could get just one more jewel slot to fix it, that'd be amazing. Alrighty. Yeah, it's either Flask or Megalo. What are we getting here? Yeah, see, like, I've already got Bell charged. That's why getting Overabundance on specifically Sims is good. Everywhere else, no. Everywhere else, I think it's much better to get just more damage. There we go. I've got good charges on my staff. Got charges from the minions. I forgot to charge my own life, but it's okay. Yeah, this is the trick to surviving in Sims. Just don't let them get anywhere near you. Once they get near you, that's the problem. I'm definitely not a 100% survivability rate, especially not having any idea what this is going to feel like in the later levels, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a really high survivability rate. Come on, start it. There we go. And I only worry about getting charges between the wave here. So like, if I were, I could cast it one more time here, but it takes a little bit of cast speed, which in the later levels can get you in trouble. So I just prefer to get my staff fully charged and get all of these power charges as I go. I could legitimately do that like right here, it's safe now, but it's not super needed. Val Orb and some random unique. Where am I needing to go? Wait, you've dropped the Megalos and no flask? I haven't dropped any Megalos yet. I got one flask and immediately sold it. The Megalos that I am running, I bought a bunch of cheap ones, trying to find which ones were good. Some that were slightly more useful. Some came up for 2 div, and I was like, maybe I can flip this for a little bit. And obviously, you could. And legitimately, I made a really good trade filter. That's how I got my Megalos. Also, flasks drop more consistently in lower level simulacrums. They drop the most in tier 0 and tier 1. And I'm only doing tier 4 right now to give me the chance for the Megalos. So if I just wanted flasks, I would down level this. So yeah, this is definitely going smooth. The first 5 waves, no problem. There we go. Where are you, mobs? You know what? I am going to turn on multi-threading for this after this wave because we're going to be in here for a little bit. It's worth it to give the better video quality, the less stuttering. The multi-threading is only bad if I go from zone to zone. Which is most of the time when mapping. But I mean, then I'm almost certainly going to forget about it and crash my computer. You want your flask, Wasted Breed? Oh, of course you do. So needy. I've already got you your belt. Stop being so greedy, get your own flask. You got the charges for it too, you're strong enough. Did Simulacrums died on wave 15? Oh, the one thing that definitely can get you in trouble on Simulacrums is the instant lightning bolts when the boss starts, so always be moving, always be moving. That's the #1 thing. If you're not moving, that's when you get in trouble. Okay, I'm just going to, there we go, pop all my charges. So, like, I've already got another bell here. I'm trying to not hit it every time to give the guys a little bit of a chance to spawn so that I can hit them with my attacks while the bell is down and keep charging. So, like, I could put a second one down if I wanted to. And there we go. I actually got hit there and lightly stunned with my Wind Dancer stuff. But yeah, the other issue... actually, it's not really an issue. It's the on-death things. When they die and pop into a little ball of electricity, that's when I get slightly stunned. My Megalos from another planet? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. It is... My god. This thing is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Oh, man. I can't believe that I found one that good. There was another one on there. Okay, so I gotta give you guys a little PSA before I continue this next wave. There are things on Megalomaniacs, like, I think it's called Blood Trance or something? Blood Rush, is this it? Yeah, there we go. There's things like Blood Rush that sound amazing because 6% increased skill speed, but do not get them with this. And there's Megalomaniacs with Jack of all trades from down here that you definitely want with Blood Rush. Don't get it. This 6% mana cost converted to life cost, if you are Chaos Inoculated, will just kill you instantly. It will 100% just kill you. So, yeah. Watch out for that. Don't get Blood Rush or anything else that converts mana cost to life. That is something that a lot of people kill themselves on, especially with like the mana flasks that gave the mana increase by using life or something like that. So yeah. Be careful when you're buying your stuff. Don't just look at Megalomaniac and a Jack of all trades. Make sure you get the right one that doesn't brick your build. Because yeah, it'd be shitty to buy one that's amazing for another class that just kills you and then you can't sell it. Ooh, suffering, nice.
Fate is on my side.
Blood Rush, rip. That looks like something you would have found out the hard way. Yeah, definitely. Can you also combo Megalomaniac with Heroic? Yes, you can. If I had, say, this is like Maiming Strike, it would 100% give me this Natural Energies node. It would. Same thing, like if one other person, he had a From Nothing around another area, and so he got able to anoint, say it's around Circular Teachings, say around Dance with Death. His was able to get him 2 40% increased lightning damage plus int and 1 natural energies. It's other combos that can be absolutely insane, like ridiculously insane. Tommy, if those are your stats, you have amazing stats. Like ridiculously good stats. Should you go for dex percent or strength against the darkness? For you, always go for the highest stats you got. If you were willing to bring your strength up to bring your damage up, because it would bring your damage up a lot, then I'd say strength is really nice. Take off the jewel, look up the crap notable, put it on heroic, back and done. Exactly. It really could be amazing. There are some ridiculously good nodes from Heroic Tragedy. I just got super lucky with Volgon Methods. With how much crit scales damage on the build because of damage ignoring, you cannot go wrong with it. Crit is always going to be a positive way to scale your damage. Like a ridiculously good way to scale your damage. I guess I shouldn't be cocky. I should be attacking or meditating between waves here, but it's okay. This wave will be fine. Yeah. Oopsie. You see, that's why overabundance can be good in the Simulacrum specifically, because that way, if I had the bell over there when the bosses spawned, it would have been a really bad time to try and break that bell and get it out for the next one. Whereas now I just popped them. Where do I farm Megalos? Right here. Highest level Simulacrum. But if you're in highest level Simulacrum, you're less likely to get the mana potion. There we go.
You can't get rid of me, exile.
Okay, I'm trying to hit the bell less often so I can keep it up for the more spawns right now and have stuff like this go on, so it's already charged for the next one.
No escape.
Well, there we go. Boss spawned right on my bell, so I just nuke him. Don't need to worry about anything now. Like, yeah, this is really safe. And I even forgot to do one super good damage increase here. Because I have the minions out, I can put minion pact on my bell, which is a huge damage multiplier, way better than close combat and immolate. So I'm going to take off... Actually, I'm going to leave immolate on and put it on... No, because if I have immolate, it itself cannot go. So we're going to do close combat and minion pact, and we're taking off immolate. With the Val monsters. Oh yeah, when they pop up out of the ground with that super long animation, I agree. It's an option using pen and strip away on staff. A lot of people do that. It's just preference. Pen and strip away is not good on monk though, because you already have elemental ignoring, and so it does basically nothing for you. There we go.
Nothing you do matters. The dreamland dreamer will
Yeah, this wave is scary. Wave 10, you need to get the bell out fast, otherwise you get swarmed really hard. Or at least you can. 10 is the first like legitimately hard wave. Then like 11, 12 start to be able to one-shot you. And 14, 15 are just cruel. But yeah, I don't think I got really hit by anybody directly, just a couple of light ground effects. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. If I was able to find a way to get Grim Feast on here. Doesn't exposure go into negatives? I wasn't able to figure out how exposure worked on POB, so if you could let me know how that worked, that's great. But the way I read exposure is that it reads that it drops their elemental resistances by X amount, usually 20, and so that should apply before Sunder My Enemies, because Sunder My Enemies should be the last thing. Exposure is already in on the enemy. Then critical hits ignore non-negative elemental resistances, so whatever their exposure is, they probably have like 120 base res. Yeah, if exposure calcs first, then Sunder My Enemies would make it pointless. There's only one other thing for exposure that makes me think it might be worth getting, and only on something like Charged Staff or something, and it's this node right here, Exposed to the Storm. 30% increased critical hit chance against enemies with lightning exposure. That could be just ridiculously nice. But that's using exposure to give you 30% crit chance, not caring about exposure at all. Howdy do despair. Ooh, I love that blue star. Feels good. I don't like Eternal Youth. Yeah, disabling regen, I prefer regen over using a small mana flask. Or a small health flask, I should say. So I got my charges. Charge staff is good. Let's go. Oh, that guy jumped on me and actually hit me. That's surprising. Okay, so where's the boss gonna come? Where could he be? There you are. Don't want to stand in front of him, that's for sure, because he can pop you almost instantly. If you can get it into your muscle memory that every time the boss spawns, dodge roll like sideways, that'll help you out if you're able to. Dodge roll might be the way to go, or the wrong way to go, just moving sideways, I should say, would be the better way. Give myself the boop. Where are the bosses? I'm waiting for the bosses. There they are. So what I did on that one is I ran around the bell and then I just hit the bell on the side to nuke the boss. But sometimes auto-targeting can get you in trouble and not let you do that. So you gotta be a little bit careful. Ooh, I got a level 20 skill gem. That's my first time getting one in Simulacrum, and it's my third one ever. Alrighty, so right, you can add it on the custom modifiers. I do have stuff like that on the custom mods, but I did not think about lightning exposure. If that does work in the custom mods, that's fantastic. It does give me a lot of ES. It really does. A whole bunch of it. But I mean, I'm trying to do an endgame build right now, so I'm gonna use all the endgame stuff. I've done the low budget, low tech version of it last night, so the proof of concept is there. These guys are getting a little bit swarmy right now, that's for sure. I have no idea what wave I'm on. I wasn't really paying attention. I just made sure to, oh, right there, avoiding the initial attacks and then take out the bosses. Sometimes when it does that purple spinning sword, the purple spinning sword just lasts forever, and it's annoying. Really annoying. Solar amulet. I don't know what that one is. That's cool looking armor. Oh man, I'm maxed. Stash. I mean, of course I'm maxed. I'm carrying 2 inventories with this stuff. Come on, let's drop all these goodies. I'm so happy I got a level 20 skill gem. I don't know what... Actually, I know exactly what to use it on. Upgrade the Tempest Bell. That is probably number 1. Yeah, Tempest Bell. Here we go.
Tempest Bell must be charged. Tempest Bell must
How
be
much
charged
damage am I
up.
getting? 7% scaling. So I'm going to go from 47,000 flat damage numbers on it right now to... What happened to my Tempest Bell? Where is my skill gem? Here it is. So 47,742. Upgrade the Tempest Bell. 49,000. So I got like 1,600 on it. Nice. Pretty good for some flat damage numbers on there. No uniques left behind. Exactly. Exactly. This unique is pretty, and this bow looks satisfying, so we're gonna put it on. And then why not? They're going straight to the stash, right into the dump tab. We will figure out what they do later. I would have just fast dropped them, but I got these guys all nice and organized, so sorry guys, you gotta suffer through my clicking. There we go. Then this guy in here as well, and finally my precursor. Boom. Okay, so I've got my energy shields cast up. I'm getting my power charges now. And let's do this. Okay, time to lock in. I gotta... Oh, what's that? I didn't break your concentration. Stop spamming caps. Sorry, Robin. I don't know what happened, but Nightbot has decided you were spamming. Oh, there's the boss. I saw the one. I didn't see the other one, so... Luckily, that's why I don't put elemental... the focus on there with the bell, because if you do, it doesn't do those AoE freezes. And those AoE freezes do a ton for keeping you alive. I don't think he does currently, but he said he will have one for both. Yes, I will definitely have one for both pretty... Well, this weekend. I'm going to do it both this weekend, so that way you guys have it. Probably one today and one on Sunday. And I want you guys to be able to build these in very satisfying ways. Someone have a link to download POV2? I don't remember where it is. I'm sorry. I'd send it if I had it, but I don't remember. OCD, both respect and appreciate your stash tab organized. Yeah. Are you using acrobatics now with the evasion setup, or just... The problem is, if I put acrobatics on, it completely guts my evasion. Like, I got a pretty good 77% right now, and that's before getting like these nodes here and these nodes here, which are the natural ones that I'd get for the last little bit of the level. I'm not too sure if I should be getting escape velocity right now or just come here for mindful awareness for the energy shield as well, but this is where my current thought process has taken me. But when I put acrobatics in, even with Wind Dancer, I go all the way down to like 50 something percent. You need to type them in manually in Madden, and it's not too much of a problem. It's usually just a couple of button clicks. Okay, let them summon themselves. Give myself more energy shield. Get a couple of power charges and sack the last minion so it starts working. Okay, so this is the last wave. This is the one that matters. Actually paying attention. Okay, get the charges, get the charges. There we go. Now we're set. I'm not too sure if I need to lock in that hard, but I just don't want to take any risks. I want those bosses to be frozen and taken out. Cool looking armor, but it's useless and worthless. Unfortunate. There we go. That is another max level Simulacrum. One of these days it'll actually pay out something nice. If you want to make good money on this, you can run rank 0 and rank 1 Simulacrums and you'll have a pretty good chance of getting the mana push in it. And Sims are like a div or 2 div per run right now. People are dropping a lot of splinters. So that is a good way to make money. That is if your build is able to clear it. Oh no. Oh no. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, good. No more multi-threading. I always forget that. It's terrible. Yeah, enemies in your presence are intimidated. You can't leave these behind because, well, you need those chant shards. Yeah, it's sad. It's real sad. It's half a div now. What? Yeah, the from nothings are still expensive, still really expensive, but the fact that it adds so much to your build, I feel like it's hyper worth it, and I only think it's going to get even more pricey. It completely transforms your build. Like 17 skill points? Nothing else can give you that. There's literally nothing else. And if you wanted to drop these, you could, but it's a lot of stats. It's a lot of stats that you lose. Have you tried using Secumus Resolve Ring? I do not know what that is. I don't really like Secumus, so I haven't done too much of it. Ice Strike for mapping, would you say it's better to change Tempest for Sim? Yeah, Tempest definitely helps keep you alive in Sims. Tempest really helps keep you alive in Sims. Wow, you're not wrong. 120. Wow. Okay then. 4 of them for 5, I think. Or 6, 7. Jesus. Let's get 7 Sims for 4 div. Holy crap. I don't know why that's a thing. Oh. I don't know if you can hear the dogs barking, but I think somebody just dropped a package off because they just went nuts. Is fine. People like Tempest for movement speed, but both are possible. Definitely both are possible. I just think that Ice Strike will get you hit by AoEs and Sims a little bit. Why is this so cheap? I'm deaf. The flask is going down? PoE to trade? Just make sure I don't accidentally dox everything, because I gotta sign in, and giving you guys my email address might be a bad thing. I'll get a lot of messages. I don't need a lot of personal emails as well. Melting Maelstrom. Holy crap, it went down. This was 20 div like yesterday. Sorry, Kay. Looks like your last year's model. Oh, I guess Nightbot is a little bit mean with the caps. I'm gonna have to figure out how to tweak that because that's a lot. It's you can send one message. Maybe if it was 2 messages all caps, then that would be a problem, but not one message. Yesterday was 14 div. I think it's because the new strat where people are farming the new bluff tower for splinters. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I'm sorry, Average Zoo. I sold mine for 20 div a while ago, and it makes me happy that I did. It was definitely a while ago. I'm tempted to buy it now. Like, I don't even use the Mana Flask, but maybe a little bit of extra chaos damage would be nice. Oh, man. Wow. That's so cheap. Okay, so definitely the way to go about it is max level sims to try and get the Megalos that... I mean, I just sold one for 50 div. Or, 43 div. Oh, wow. Price of Omens, too bad to farm, so it feels... Oh, yeah, I get you. That's the lowest quality one possible. That's funny. Holy... Why? This is incredible. I'm gonna... I don't need it, though, is the thing. I want it because it's pretty, but I don't need it. Oh. There we go. Delirium. There we go. I'm about to get 8. That's nuts. Wow, I can't believe how cheap it is. And, like, obviously I just made that big sale so I can afford it, but I'm really trying to save up for Astra. You know what? It'll look pretty. It will look pretty. Let's offer him 6 div. I don't care about the increased duration. I'll slap it with a div if I need to. No matter what, it will be better. This one here is the perfect 250 for 8 div. You know what? Let's do that. The perfect 250 for 8 div if I can get it. No, Neil. I said that earlier. I have not tried using the Resolve Ring because I do not enjoy Secumus. I'll probably get one to drop, that's for sure. No, you're right. They haven't replied, so let's just run another sim here. Is there any other tech you guys want me to try for a sim before I go back out there with the same stuff? Because obviously I showed that the minions with Tempest Spell and everything works really well. Like, I had 0 issue that whole way through. Max level diff is hard, especially the stun build-up. That is a deal breaker. If you're not paying attention, you can go down quick. Yeah, most definitely. I was surprised how good... Oh, nice. I bought that for 35 yesterday for my cheap build, and now I just sold it for 40, I guess, because I didn't have a 35 tab. Yeah. Issues with Secumus is that Ingenuity doesn't boost the jewel socketed on them. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, Secumus is not the most fun, I don't think. That's surprising, Zoo. I actually enjoy the Chaos Trials more than I like Secumus, but I think that's just because I don't like having to deal with those traps. And Blink does not feel good in Secumus at all. Quick question, why not prefer full energy shield? Seeing they're both good. They're both very good. The pure energy shield one, you can scale a lot more damage. But the evasion one allows you to not get hit, which really circumvents the biggest problem with the energy shield version, that's getting stun locked. So they're both very, very good. They have their strengths and weaknesses. This evasion one here in particular is more defensive, and the energy shield one is more offensive. Chaos is also over so quick it doesn't feel like much of a grind, yeah. I really only enjoy doing the Chaos Trials if I have these right here, the Fates, because I want to do the Trial Master. The Trial Master is the actual fun fight at the end. But I don't want to keep buying these Fates, but with that said, I have no idea what they cost right now. Fate. Cowardly Fate for Exalted, but 20 per. Deadly Fate, way too expensive. And Vicious Fate, about 20 per. So yeah. You can farm up a bunch of Fates, then do the Trial Master a bunch. Also playing Invoker, just curious passives with increased damage. If you dealt a crit in the past 8 seconds, you're talking about these guys here. They're the weakest of the crit nodes. If you can avoid getting these and put it somewhere else, it's better. Because, like, Careful Assassin is massively more powerful than these ones. The increased damage does not matter because you get, like, this here is 22% increased critical hit chance and 50% increased damage. Just increased damage. Whereas this here is 70% increased crit chance. You lose some crit damage, of course, but it's 70%. It's crazy good. So good. And it's not like you need more increase because, I mean, with 414 strength at 12% per 5, I don't even know what that is right now, but it's over 800% increased, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it'd be well over 800% increased damage, so that extra 50 isn't doing as much as you'd want. Yeah, the jewels can be worth so much. So very much. You just bought a 7 div ring for one because you were there for 4 days and he was fed up of winning? Yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot. People overprice things and don't know how to bring it down. And so if you just put them on offer, they're probably like, yeah, just give me money. It's worth way more to them sold than it is gathering dust. Is Invoker better than Gemling? I think it's a lot better for bossing and for general content like Sims. But for just straight mapping, Gemling is a lot faster. So yeah, the big thing is Gemling is faster, Invoker is more survivable, has a little more utility because of the spirit, and does more damage. So it just depends on how much you value speed over all things. You're running a pure ES with CI, added stun threshold based on max ES, and it's absolute game changer for stun lock. Yeah, most definitely. These jewels are 100% essential. Without them, you get stun locked all the time. Like, I got 14... plus, where's my other one? I got one more somewhere. I got 3 rare jewels. What the heck? 1, so 8 plus 6, 14. That's not it. Here it is. 21 increased energy shield or stun threshold from energy shield, and it helps so much. It helps so much. I wish I had more. I would have rather get like 24. That would have been a much higher, nicer number, but you know what? You make do with what you got. And the higher your energy shield, the more this scales, obviously. Alright, so nobody has any requests for different setups for Simulacrum? Last call before I walk in. I have valed a bunch of them, yes, but for the most part, I bought these, and I bought these for a div a piece. For the ones that I did in the extremely terrible build video, yes, I 100% valed all of these, and only this one hit, but all it had was crit chance. I do val all my rare jewels, though. I val every one if I'm wanting to use it because the most important stat is the attributes. Yeah, CN. I completely refunded it because I managed to get around it with the very interesting tech that we did at the start of the stream. You want me to try Flicker? Okay. After the sim, we'll do a Flicker. How I get that to work, I definitely don't use Sacrifice in maps, but I do what is it on here? I would have to take off Skeletal Clerics. I couldn't use the minions because it's going to be too much with Wind Dancer on here. And take off Sacrifice as well. But what you do is you have a Manual Profane. I guess you would need it for bossing. Damn, you're going to need to keep Skeletal Clerics and Manual Profane. But you put in a second Profane with cast on either crit or shock, or I guess no, cast on freeze would be best for maps because the Manual Profane is for bossing. You use it on your own minions, drop them, and then you just keep going really hard on the boss. You need to drop the dual charge tech, that's what it is. You drop Combat Frenzy and just keep rocking it with the Profane. I didn't find a way to make it better without that. Better sell your Sims for 1 div now? Oh, I will. If you can sell them for a div and then buy them for cheaper on the exchange, yes. Alrighty. Can you play with your shitty build and set up to see what's the next best piece I should get to not get one shot? Assassin, you can post that on the Discord for sure, and I'll get to it when I can, but there's a lot of people requesting build videos right now. I unfortunately can't jump the line. It wouldn't be fair to everybody else.
Remember this ramshackle place. A second stood against so many horrors and survived. I think it's time to exhaust
Alrighty.
your limits.
Another sim to prove that I'm not just being terrible and only showing you when it works out. What did that say? Somebody said come say hi on like a friend invite? I'm not too sure what that was. Well, if you guys are able to afford 1 div sims and feel like you're making a profit, then great, but I would rather run them at that price. But I'm also able to run them and not everybody is. So there is that. So yeah, when I am doing sims, obviously you're not swapping your gems all the time. That's why if you can make this, instead of being like your mapper swapping out all the time doing new content, makes it less tedious if you just do it this way. Find a bit of content that you actually enjoy and just hammer it. Now, if only they made Sims so it was just like the last 5 waves. The first 5 are like, I don't know. They don't seem overly necessary.
This is only the beginning.
It's like it's a warm-up, I guess. But it also brings your guard down. Why not using Grim Feast? A little bit of socket pressure because I want to be able to get my chargers up before the wave starts because it's really hard to... Ooh, that was Wind Wave blasting the entire map. Nice. Because there's a lot of waves that rip off charges from you. And I don't want to be spamming getting charges during the waves. I can just do this. And then I don't need to worry about having Grim Feast up if I'm meditating between each round. It's super nice for the energy shield version of it, but with this evasion version, I'm not getting hit enough for it to matter. See, like, legitimately, I'm just not really getting hit that much. Oh, I know what my pups were being upset about now. The front door has been opened. And so somebody might have left a package in there. Somebody may have... Or maybe it was just the wind blew it open. But yeah, I got the outside front door that is just flapping in the wind right now. Yeah, it's less than a div. When I was doing my first initial testing on this, it was like 3 div. Or maybe even like 6. It was crazy expensive. And so now I feel like, oh no, I should have just waited a week. But if I did that, then my sim video that I released earlier would not have actually mattered too much because, well, it was able to reach people before it was cheap. So now it's proof of concept that if you're willing to do it this way when it's expensive, it's better than only when you're doing cheap stuff. Happy Sim is hard as it need more hard content. Yeah, me too. There's a lot of easy content out there. Some things that are meant to be... Like the pinnacle bosses definitely are still very difficult. It's just with this build they kind of got outscaled pretty hard. So I feel like they need to either scale all the other builds up to be at this level of power, or I'll scale this build down, which I would prefer not to happen. But I mean, it may be required. I definitely think this is going to get scaled down in the next season, but we're obviously good for this whole season here. We got like another month or 2 of this, just being a powerhouse. He does normally, but not for Sim as he has Meditate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people ask a lot, why do I have certain thing on the bar and the planners? Because you swap around with it for the content that you're doing. Don't just have one setup for everything when, like, Herald of Ice doesn't work in Sims, so why would I use that for Sims? Any other ARPGs I played? I played Path of Exile 1, I played all the Diablos, but unfortunately I even preferred Diablo 3 over Diablo 4. Diablo 4 had a great art style, but the story, it left a lot to be desired. I didn't buy the recent expansion, and I won't. I watched the playthroughs of it, and I saw the story, and it just made me sad. It's like, is that really the best you could do? End it on a cliffhanger? Don't even deal with the one thing you promised to deal with? Like, Mephisto is still there? Oh, it made me sad. Beverly, it's okay, girl. It's okay. Don't worry, girl. It's just somebody walking their dog. You know that. You know that. Beverly, come, girl. What do I play on next season? No, I don't plan on playing the monk again next season for my first class. I may come back to it because I really like this class if they fix elemental expression, because elemental expression was the main thing I wanted to play on this, and right now it's just not good. But yeah, this here, it's a spell, so it does literally no damage. It adds hundreds, and when we're doing tens of millions, you don't want to add a couple hundred damage to it. But for the class that I want to play is, I think it's called the Huntress, the Javazon essentially from Diablo 2. I really want to come down here and make a Javazon. That'd be amazing. The Druid would also be just so much fun. Druids are a wonderful class in games. I didn't play them too much in Diablo 2 days, but they are quickly becoming one of my favorite archetypes. And then whenever the Trickster / Saboteur, whatever it's going to be called, Assassin, whatever, the one that's coming down here, the same pathing, I love that in Path of Exile 1, and I'll be playing that too. Oh, there goes my coffee. Minimum ingenuity. Probably try to get like minimum 71. Check out what your breakpoints are and hit those.
You can't get rid of me, Exile.
Oh, I'm on the other side of the gate. That explains things. The Shadow, thank you. Yeah. For whatever reason, I can never remember that name because whenever I play the class, it's literally just to be a trickster. because I love Trickster so much. It was my favorite class in Path of Exile 1 by a large margin. I played the Templar, I played the Deadeye, and I tried the Slayer as well, and just nothing felt as good as the Trickster. It was such a fun class. And obviously it helps that I really enjoy the Energy Shield, Chaos Inoculation playstyle, so I was definitely a little bit biased.
Nothing you do matters. The dream will end, and the dreamer will pass into the next world.
Okay, so this is wave 10 because we're in this little corridor here. Keep dropping the bells. Nuke the boss the millisecond it comes out to keep you alive. And that's the wave. Oh, maybe one more little bit ago. You know, I still haven't had the really expensive one drop directly. What is it? Not suffering. Isolation. I haven't had isolation drop for me yet. %70 is ideal, but anything over 50 is better than a normal belt. Yeah. Unfortunately, normal belts just don't have the stats to roll that are super amazing. Like, you get the res and a little bit of attributes, sure, but what do you get for prefixes? Nothing. Whereas you can really buff the nice flat damage on rings, or like the flat mana, or the % lightning damage, whatever you need. Super helpful that way. Yeah. Javazon is 100% right up there, tippy top of what I want to play. Like, I loved those splitting lightning spears in Diablo 2. I mean, Diablo 2 had some great classes. The assassin there with the traps and the martial arts was great. The sorceress was great. Everybody loved the Hammered In. I wasn't as big of a fan of the Hammered In, but I really loved Blizzard Sork. And then Lightning Javazon is my favorite of all of them, but that one was like a cow level spammer, and I was in love with the cow level. The guide will come out probably tomorrow morning or later on in the day. I'm going to need to be able to put it together, but I think we got something really nice here with this tech here. We're able to actually use the dual charge tech. I like that a lot. And then I would take out Sacrifice for mapping for Grim Feast. And I think that's... Oh, I guess I need to also put in Herald of Ice. So this probably doesn't work for just regular mapping with dual charges. What could I take out to make this work for dual charges? Because I could take out Sacrifice and the minions to put in Herald and Grim Feast. But then you'd have to put it back in for the bossing, and that would be very awkward. This is only good for Sims right now. Yeah, I like the dual charge tech for Sims a lot, but I don't think this is going to work for mapping. I can definitely make a power charge one that works for mapping so that we can use Flicker, and that's what we'll do. But yeah. So many different names for a rogue. Yeah, no kidding. A lot of different types of rogue, and they all do very similar things in slightly different ways. But they do it just different enough. Like the Huntress with spears, the Monk with a staff, the Shadow for like daggers and traps, and the... Oh man, I can't wait to do a trap build. I have not yet done a Hex Blast Miner in Path of Exile 1, and that is the build I want to try for this game. Like, it was the #1 thing I wanted to do. I didn't know that Trickster wasn't an option yet, or the Shadow wasn't an option yet, and if it was, that's what I was going to do. Being careful not to hit the bell too much because I can explode it in like literally a second. So I'm like doing 2/3 of my attacks to not hit the bell. There we go. I don't know if you saw it there, but the boss, this guy right here, this bastard, he dropped the lightning bolts at the start. If those hit you, it doesn't matter how much health you have. I had 18,000 energy shield once and it one-shot me. And how I avoided that is as soon as the boss comes in, you just move off to the side because it auto-casts where you are currently standing. So if you're hitting that bell at that time, you just get wrecked. Tanner, I used to watch a lot of UFC, especially with my dad years ago, but since moving away from the farm, I haven't really been able to keep up with it. And it was weird because like I became a university athlete and competed a lot, and it was in my circle essentially a lot, but I just wasn't watching it much because, well, I was working, and the person who I shared UFC with the most, he and I just weren't sharing it anymore. So the last one that I watched, like when I was doing every event, I watched literally every event then, was the GSP versus, not Henderson, it might have been Henderson, the guy with the beard, the one who like really nearly beat him and honestly probably should have got the win, but it was a close fight. And then GSP kind of stepped down after that. Then I didn't watch it again until he came back and just tooled Bisping and to prove how superior he was. And he walked away again just to show that he wasn't washed up, but he did it because he had other things going on. GSP is definitely my favorite fighter. I thought he was just absolutely incredible. He was a expert tactician of the sport that did things that nobody else really thought was possible. Same thing with John Jones, absolutely ridiculous. Like, he's just got a body type that nobody else can emulate. He's so long and skinny and far away, but also ridiculously powerful and technical, but he does the goofy moves that like nobody knows how to deal with because those are like the joke moves he don't do. And then he just pulls it off in the fight. Anderson Silva, obviously a legend and will be a legend forever. Nobody can take anything away from him, even though he had a really bad end to his career. I got the armor twice in a row. That's terrible. Well, it's that's sad. He's the heavyweight champ now. Okay. Yeah, he was light heavyweight champ when I stopped watching religiously. But man, he an incredible athlete, that's for sure. He's definitely deserving of being on top of the list, even with all of his extreme substance issues. It's a shame that he couldn't be just a better role model for people. He had to kind of be shitty, but he also has a story. I don't know if you know about this. Right before a fight, like the day before he was supposed to compete for, I think it was a title fight. I think he was, it might have been on the fight where he technically lost to Matt Hamill, but he definitely didn't lose. Those damned 12-6 elbows. Where he was in the cab with his coach, and then the cab driver got robbed, and so they got out of the cab and chased down the robber, and then took him down and got him arrested and got back the cab driver's stuff. Like, what a great story. Like, he is obviously not a bad person. He's just got, oh man, I can't even say that. Drugs changes people. I don't know what he's like anymore, but at the time he was a decent dude. They're even allowed now? Yeah.
Yes. What can I do for you?
Yeah, a lot of people are mad at that call. And Dana White stuck his head in the sand about it for so long. Same thing like women joining the sport. He didn't think it was good until like Ronda Rousey and like Miesha Tate became a thing. What supports are you running on the bell for Simulacrums now? Kind of the same. I got Minion Pact in there because I'm bringing in the minions, the Skeletal Clerics. It's a monster damage increase. I got Overabundance so that you can spam it a little bit easier. That way you don't have the little bit of downtime if you put it down where the boss is in the wrong area. I don't really like overabundance anywhere else except for simulacrums, but in this specific instance, overabundance is nice. Potential, I found out, is ridiculous for damage increase. But honestly, I should take that out for immolate, I think, because I'm not able to always have power charges up during the fight. I have it for the first half of each round, but after that it falls off. So for Sims, immolate might be better. Then close combat, big damage increase, magnified effect for the AoE is huge. Yeah, it's really huge. Alrighty, so now I'm going to put back on the normal stuff. Don't need that, I'll leave it there. Immolate, take off overabundance. Ice attack rings are expensive? I got one sitting in my inventory for the longest time for like literally exalt. Here. Cold. Damage 2. So like here for 40 exalts, I'm trying to find. This one here is not bad. 12 to all attributes, 45 cold res. That is really low cold though. That one's not the best. That one's... This is big res. Why is it showing there? I don't have cold attack. That's weird. Maybe I need to do this. There we go. Cold damage 2. That works. Because I should have the one that I just put in there. Okay, this one here is not bad. Like 8 to 14 cold damage, 7 to 16 fire damage. This will get you everything you need for getting the 2 procs off on the bell. Gives you decent attributes as well. It's definitely not perfect, but 70 exalt, and it's probably overpriced, both of these. I should probably put them down to 14 because they've been here for literally weeks. Yeah, and they're not selling. In my 20 exalt, that one's got no suffixes though, so it's not even worth talking about. Do I have it embossed? What did I do with it? What did I do with my junk rings? That's not it either. I guess I'm putting it for a div to hope that it sells because I put the quality on it and I slammed it. So yeah, this one here, 13 all attributes, some nice but not great attributes. Cold damage to attacks, 1 div. They're not bad. Yeah, you can find some semi-decent stuff for really cheap. Stefan, I have rarity on some gear here, but I don't use it for Sims at all. And I'm just sick of swapping back and forth. I got a lot less elemental resistances on my stuff, and so I got some rarity on this one, but not this guy. And I like to have the unset ring. It makes it feel a lot better. A lot better. I'm just sick of rarity. Yeah, I'm putting rarity on maps and precursors, and everything else can take a backseat. I have not played Project Diablo 2. I played the heck out of Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Remastered. Love those games. But Project Diablo 2, I never touched it. I've heard it was really good, though. They added a bunch of skills. I just didn't know really how to put it in place at the time. It's only been recently that I've been able to get back into PC gaming. Want to swap to Stack Monk? Have you tried swap to Tempest Flurry? I am using Tempest Flurry. I don't understand what the question is. Oh, do I have to swap to Tempest Flurry? No, you can use Ice Strike if you want. And for Breakpoint, try to get at least like 250 in all attributes. It's pretty nice. Helps a lot. 300 is better and very easily attainable. And definitely get the golden fire damage on rings. It helps so much. And yeah, the unset ring adds so much quality of life to the build. It's a little sacrifice of power, but it's a huge quality of life increase. I love it. Yeah, Tristan, with 71 strength, that's not enough. You got to pump that up a lot. How do you do, Gabriel? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Hmm. Hmm. Stefan, rarity only really affects the distills that you drop. So you could get some rarity in there for your sims to be a little bit better. For the most part, it doesn't do too much, though. Hmm. Alrighty, so I promised a Flicker Strike. So we're going to do Flicker Strike now. So I'm going to need Skeletal Clerics so that I can do it on bossing, which means I need Sacrifice as well. But Sacrifice can swap with Grim Feast, so that's not really important. I'm going to have to drop Combat Frenzy, though. I need to drop Combat Frenzy. I can't do the dual charge tech with Flicker, unfortunately. Not with the way that I have it. Not with the way that makes sense to me. Mining potential, close combat, concentrated effect. What is magnified effect onto Herald of Ice? What did I do with Herald of Ice? There it is. I thought that was Herald of Thunder for some reason. I'm not too sure what you're doing wrong there, Gabriel. Everything should be working together, though. Like, it all works in conjunction with itself, and it stacks crazy high. Like, everything has attributes on it. You gotta get the resistances. Like this, I got close to cap res, but I need a better belt to cap it with my current gear, because, like, it's a lot easier to cap it with my energy shield gear, since I got ridiculously high fire and lightning res and a decent cold res there. You don't have ingenuity yet as you're still farming. Yeah. Ingenuity helps a lot. A ridiculous amount, but you don't need it. I did tier 4 Zesht, Breachstone, Delirium map, and like a high level map. All with 7 divs on my build. I released it yesterday. Show you. You can see that. It's a pretty short video just to show how it all goes together. You just need to make sure your stuff actually communicates. That's all that matters. It's a big damage boost, Stevo. They went crazy for the 12% ones. That's unfortunate. I've been talking about them for probably a month straight now about how good it is. I hope that you were able to get one at that time, because yeah, you gotta get these 12% ones. Best points for Delirium on Atlas? All the left side. These ones for the first 2. After that, get the Fracturing Mirror. And then this is the only one that actually makes sense for any other points. Gives you a little bit more unique bosses. A little more time. Okay. I gotta get this put in place here. So, if I'm doing Flicker, I'm going to need not Elemental Invocation, but Cast on Freeze. Where's my Cast on Freeze? I could do Cast on Crit, but it costs too much. It's a little bit too high of a cost, and therefore I can't make it work. Whereas Cast on Freeze works really well in mapping, and that's the only time you need to worry about it. You valid your own? Congratulations, Kay. Yeah, Gabriel, it's a lot less energy shield, but stuff doesn't really... Well, stuff one-shots me sometimes at like 18k in Sims. So the evasion is huge for being able to help survive. And so that is definitely one thing we're thinking about. Skeletal, charge staff. I don't even have Flicker in here yet, which is the problem. Man, this is getting tough to put everything in. I'm probably going to have to drop Wind Dancer. because I need the second Profane Ritual. What quality do? Literally nothing. Okay, I'll use the lower cost one. Yeah, so Sacrifice will be out for the most part, except for when you need to do bossing, and then you're going to have to manual cast it, which I am not the biggest fan of having to swap. I've got the minions on, I don't even, there they are, slotted right there. Cast on Freeze, Profane. You don't need the Profusion for Cast on Freeze, or the Corpse Conservation, or the Unleash, because you're going to be casting it so much. This should be fine kind of as it is. And just because I got all the extra stuff, I could probably toss on Sniper's Mark to try and get some... Actually, I'm not using Charge Infusion anymore. I can't with this. So I don't even need Sniper's Mark. You know what? How about this? Get the extra fun bit on there, potentially. Mark. Do I have the other ones? Yeah, Voltaic Mark right there. See if that will proc a few times. Freezing Mark, Voltaic Mark. It'll work. First things first, take this off. Up level it, because why wouldn't I bring it up to level 19? If I can find it. There we go. Cast on Freeze, with Profane and Mark. And because I have the low leveled there, I put on Inspiration to bring the cost down. No, I'm not going to put a curse there. That'd bring the cost up way too much and reduce how much casting it's doing. I got the 20% quality already. Should we allocate Breach 3 points? Breach. Oh, that's my ritual. There we go. Breach. Definitely more density is huge. Quantity of breach splinters and density. And then I come here for more density. But I also really like the chance to get multiple breaches. So your choice between these. If you're able to kill them fast enough with the 30% faster closing, get this. And if you can't, get Crumbling Walls for sure for your third point. This doesn't trigger all that often, but when it does trigger, it feels very nice. And you feel like it's hyper worth it to have in there. If you can't deal with the opens and closes faster, then you can just come up here and to get more catalysts if you want to, but I don't think that's worth it. This year's better, though. The clasp hands are actually pretty good. You get more splinters, more drops. Like, this is more mob density as well. This one's actually pretty nice. How would you suggest you solve mana issues on bosses? I got a few videos of it, Philzor. If you can afford to put it in, get mana remnants on there. It basically solves it by itself. And then also, I like higher level Tempest Flurry, but if you have a lower level one, that will reduce your mana cost too. Okay, so trying to do Flicker setup here. Got the dual heralds. Herald of Ice kind of makes it difficult. For me to do a pure Flicker Strike, I'm going to do pure Flicker Strike. There's going to be no Tempest Flurry in there at all. However, it's not the best because you have a little bit harder time against bosses with how high of a mana cost it is. Honestly, I'm probably going to put Inspiration on Flicker. But, yeah. Flicker. I put a lot of currency into this to try and make it work a little while ago. And we're damn well going to make use of it. Get rid of this Elementalification here. Unfortunately, get rid of the Combat Frenzy and Charge Infusion. put Overabundance down here as well. We're going to leave Sacrifice on the bar. Tempest Flurry can stay there too in case we end up needing it. But I don't think we will. Rage is going to be sad to lose, that's for sure. Yeah, Conk effect on Herald of Ice does improve it a lot. You got a good point there. So instead of having magnified effect, oh, that's thunder. There we go. We got concentrated effect to reduce it. It's too late for me to take the quality off, and I'm not about to. But yeah, unfortunately, that makes it feel worse for every other kind of build, but it's going to feel better for this. Magnified effect. You know what? I think that... Fast forward probably would feel really good on it. So that way the profanes come in just a little bit faster. So yeah, that's using all 240 spirit to make this work. I keep losing the minions. Here they are. There we go. I got 3 of them. And whenever it comes to bossing, you're going to have to do this. And then you got them for the bossing. You can pre-charge. You got your staff going. If you want to be silly and make it feel better, you can take them off of weapon swap too. So then if they die like this, you swap back and forth and they come back right away. So it gets rid of the clunk that way if they ever both die like that. I'm sure they're going to change that though, so it doesn't work that way, but for right now that fixes it. I lose Wind Dancer though. I'm losing Wind Dancer, which I do not want to lose. This? It's based on how many auras I have, and it's from a... Oops, cosmetics is this one. And it's from my helmet skin, the Eldritch Monarch helmet. And then this floaty thing behind me here is a Twitch drop. Okay, so Victus Socket 5. Do you know what hurts? When you spend a div anointing spaghetti and then you find a better amulet mapping? Yeah, don't anoint spaghetti on an amulet that isn't worth mapping, or isn't worth keeping for a really long time. I had this guy right here, Overwhelming Strikes, anointed for the longest time. And then when I got this amulet, that's incredible. It's kind of a Walmart version of Astramentus. This one here is what I anointed on because that is definitely worth getting. It's got the crazy 21 all attributes. It's got big decks and everything on there. Huge 50% maximum energy shield. Honestly, it'd probably be worth divining this. I might lose some int, but I would gain potentially 1 to all attribute, which is 3 attributes. Almost guaranteed to get better strength and probably going to get better decks. The only issue is I would lose the perfect roll in maximum energy shield and increase maximum energy shield, so I don't want to, because the defensives are more important to me than the offensives at this point. And plus my attributes, aside from that really annoying looking strength, being 1 point off, are looking pretty good. Yeah, that Walmart Astramentus is amazing. That one cost me 10 div. And it's getting me probably 75% of what an Astra can do. If you really want one, probably get one drop. Save you lots. Drops tier 4 Expedition Boss. What drops tier 4 Expedition Boss? Okay, so do I have this? This here is bugging me right now. It's bugging me because I'm probably going to have to drop down to 1 skeleton for this. Actually, no, I won't. I'll leave that at 3 because when I come to bossing, I turn off Herald of Ice. and to get that on, because Herald Device does nothing on bossing. You do this on, great, that works. And when it comes to bossing, you turn off Herald Device and sack like this. That's how you do it. Okay. So then I should put sacrifice below so it's easier to swap like that. Okay, that's the tech. And now Flicker Strike. Are you planning to whittle off the maximum life? You really hate that 10 to maximum life, huh? You know what? We got a little bit of divs. Let's do it right now. I want lowest. And how much? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's ugly. 9 divine to whittle it off. Holy shit. Okay, so I'm not doing it today. If somebody wants to donate me a Whitland, I'll do it on stream, but I can't do that right now. I gotta save up for Astra. Because that's 10 div lost, or 9 div lost towards Astra on the item that I'd be replacing with Astra. Yeah, oh, I agree. I've whittled this. That's how I got the rarity on it. It used to be life on it as well. Whittling is crazy expensive, but you know what? I will do some rituals later. Try to get it that way. So Flicker Strike needs jewels. You can get Rage, you can get Primal Armament. Shock Siphon needs to go on to my Herald Device. What is on there that shouldn't be? Why is Lightning Infusion on there? That's bad. Lightning Infusion actually reduces your damage, just so you know, when you get enough fire damage like what I have right now with this against the Darkness Jewel. So if you got enough split damage, don't use Lightning Infusion. Okay, I don't need Marshall. You'll donate 9 div? Holy crap. If you donate 9 div to get rid of the life, I'll do it right now. Well, thank you so much, Inox. You're way too generous. You're way too generous. You are my sugar daddy, and I appreciate you. When do you want the feet pics? They're coming your way. Here. Inviting you to party now. If you do that, I'm doing it right now. Here.
Hello.
Currency exchange, Omen Whittling, Divine. Let's do it. 9 divine for 1. Boom. We got it. We got the Whitland. Thank you so much. Boom. You are very generous. We are getting rid of this max life. We're doing it on stream. You guys are saving me. You guys are, well, Anox, you are saving me right now. You are ridiculous. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. It turned to spell damage. We got spell damage. Woo! It's amazing. We just made this worth 100 div. I'll trade it for an Astra right now. Who needs Astra when you got spell damage? Thank you again. We no longer have to look at that obnoxious 10 life that does literally nothing. It's better than life for sure. Hey, what does it actually work on? What could it help with? Charge Staff is technically a spell, but I don't think it adds anything to it. I mean, theoretically. Now I got, what is it, 20 something more damage towards and scatter them to the winds? Hell yes. Oh, we're getting 40 exalts potentially. Oh, this is the other super cheap helmet that I had. I have qualityed it and added a rune that he is getting for free. W viewer indeed despair. Oh. Tanner, you sock it in a jewel slot as long as it says Veronica. Yeah. Elemental Expression #1 skill, if they ever fix it. God, I want that to be good. I want it to be good so bad. Like, and it even has the internal cooldown time, so maybe elemental expression is the thing that would be OP if you had temporalis. But I highly doubt it, because if you have temporalis, you don't want to be melee like that. But man, I want it to be good so bad. Now the monsters will laugh extra hard when you tickle them with scatter. Exactly. Primal armament, rage, sacrifice is gonna have to stick there. Took that off. Martial tempo, momentum or mobility. Gems. Momentum is the 40% more multiplier for when you move around. I don't need leverage. Definitely don't need leverage. Perpetual charge is really good on it. So now for the last one. Probably, I mean, ambush is obviously amazing on it, but it's only the first hit. And if I'm trying to make it good for bossing as well, it wouldn't be the best. Close combat, potential. I mean, close combat if it didn't have such crazy... I don't have inspiration on there yet. That's what I need. Yeah, 102 mana instead of 169. Maybe that will make it feasible. We got Profane Ritual, Voltaic Mark. Now the monster, yeah. Did a monk, really looking forward to Elemental Expression, got disappointed when I tried it. Yeah, me too. I put everything into it to try and make it good. It was bouncing around everywhere, hitting 100 times, but it did not do any damage. It just basically passed through as if it was a gust of wind. Did I take off Cast on Freeze? I don't really need anything else on Cast on Freeze, but... Voltaic Mark. I could do, like, Arcane Tempo to make sure... Or, the thing that casts multiple times. No. No. Let's just go with support. It's like... Yeah. Bugging me right now. But the Spell Echo, there we go. That's the one. I think Spell Echo should work with Voltaic Mark. Does it say on here? It says it works with Profane Ritual, but it doesn't actually. It does not work with Voltaic Mark either. That's unfortunate. You know what? We're going to put it in anyways. Oh, actually, I know a better one. Pfft, being dumb. Energy. Half refunded or increased energy. Let's go increased energy gained. Alrighty, so this should work. This should work. It might not feel the best on bossing because you're going to have to, obviously, when you have sacrifice, smack it on the minions, blink to the boss, smack the minions again, drop bell, smack the boss again. Oh yeah. Oh, don't you worry. Anox gets all the membership benefits. He's a mod in the Discord as well. He's basically the first guy I go to when I think of new tech. He is a wonderful dude that has helped me out lots, and I try to help him back as well. Like, he is full of some pretty good ideas, and yeah, I really enjoy having him around. So don't you worry. Anox gets some very good memberships. I don't know how to gift anything from my account, but if I could, I would. Could you explain how Lightning Rod works? Lightning Rod, as in this one, it means whenever you deal damage that's not a crit, the lightning damage rolls twice and takes the higher number. That's how Lucky works. Alrighty, so let's try this Penitentiary map. Tier 16, because why not? Wait, have I rolled the towers? No, I have not. So I should probably put a little bit of rarity on. What do I have there? I got a boss, I got a breach, and 2 levels, so really anything is good. Quantity, 16% rarity, and some more breach splinters. Perfect. Make my breaches better. Then I will run towards these 2 towers and up them as well. It's a shame that I got to go through Penitentiary first. Also, it thinks that my map is still in progress, but I definitely beat the boss. If I want to laugh, there's a guy selling for 150 if you go to him. What do you mean? Like Astra? The king entry in the ritual works as an omen, so the higher chance is omen. Oh, wow, that's great. I'll definitely do that. He will sell you an unidentified stellar amulet. I don't have 150, but holy crap. I need 40 divs. Let's see, are you telling the truth here? Because Astramentus stellar amulet. Unidentified for 150. Holy crap, you're right. But I don't think it's real because it's been there for an hour. I need to get 50 divs. Let's see here. Expedition. How much do these sell for now? Like 9 for 1. Oh my god, these don't sell for anything. Oh my. Okay, so that's not the way to swap it over. Somebody buy my megas. And all my other gear. I highly doubt it's real, but you know. He's lying, just go to record a PSA. Yeah, I figured it was a scam. But you know. I actually got currency again, so I was a little bit excited. But you could record a video for YouTube warning of it. For sure. Let's do that right now. It's a good idea. Let's see how fast they come in. No, he will invite you and try trade. There we go. Let's see what happens. I put enough on there for him to feel like it's not going to be it. There we go. This here is the account name, Jim Jang. Let's see what happens. Making sure before I crash my computer. Guy is taking a sweet, sweet time, that's for sure. Let's see. Scammer scams. Is a scammer scam? That's not the right amulet. What a scammer. Oh boy. There you go. On video. Reporting. Scamming. Selling the wrong amulet. And trying to pretend it's Astra. There we go. Submit. Yeah, what a dingus. What a dingus indeed. And so if you're wondering what it's supposed to look like, that's it. It's not that funky looking thing. Yeah, he wants you to be impatient, most definitely. He waits for the end, and because I stop putting things on, then he put it on there to make me keep putting money in. Because, you know, I proved that I had income. And him being a dick is just trying to ruin the game for everybody else. I feel like people like that should be banned on the spot. I hate people like that. Like, legitimately, this is a game to have fun. Don't take the fun away from other people. Rule number 1, don't be a dick. The website is partly at fault here. Well, that's not the amulet that he had linked on the website. It looked different. Yeah, because he does have an Astramentus. That's why. He's selling the he's got the Astramentus linked on the site, but he has the other one unidentified that he's trying to swap for. Yeah, he's got both. That's why he's doing it. "43 Jewish Divines did help. I got alchemies for Divine while trying to sell my Astra so many times yesterday." Well, Tommy, if you had an Astra, holy crap. I would have kept that, but I'm also greedy, I guess. I want the big numbers. It doesn't really do too much for me right now, but I want them for the sake of just having it. Alright, so I had this set up, right? Yeah, this looks set up. 150 div scam hits hard. Yes, it does. And the guy is a dick. Honestly, that one was kind of hard to tell. At least he had a good hustle for trying to be sneaky about it, but he's just a terrible person.
Hello.
Yes.
Also, Nox, you're ridiculous. Giving me 9 divs to take off the light from the amulet. Oh, you're crazy. Love you, but you're crazy. Blank, boom, everything dead. Oh, you didn't like it, Kay? I thought that was like the thing that everybody wanted. It's a shame that I can't do tier 16 on this, but whatever. Oh, I should have... I'm dumb. I should have corrupted that. You have an Astra, just bought a bad rolled one for cheap and flipped it for profit? Buy a non-corrupted one a few hours later? Oh, nice. Very nice. While trying to sell it, scammer was trying to buy it for alchemies pretending to be divines. They don't even look the same, though. Like, they're not even close to the same. They're flipped the wrong way. The only thing is that they're both gold. The guy must have been like a real idiot if he thought that was going to work. Because you have to put a lot of them on there for it to actually do. Yeah, melee is a lot of fun. I like it too. I definitely feel it adds a lot of nuance and depth. You rented it. I think I have Grim Feast on, but I mean I have Meditate on too, so. I don't have Sacrifice. What I do right now is I'm just holding left click, and then you get the first few charges, and then left click for the rest. And so the cast on, like the cast on shock should hold you off pretty well. For get more chargers, I mean. I'm gonna manual cast a few just to get more charges. There we go. Getting those voltaic marks off. That feels nice. Fun to watch. Ooh, Sapphire Ring. So there you go. I'm going to turn off or turn on multi-threading because that looks bad without with how bad it was jumping around. Ooh, Diamond Shrine, nice. The thing I really like about Flicker here is you can literally just hold left click. Just hold left click and it takes you throughout the entire map. Ooh, level 19 School Gem. Feel like it definitely works. Unfortunately, Charge Staff does make it a little bit difficult. I was thinking about taking that off. I know that Snoo had a video about it too. I had thought about that earlier. But I don't know. Charge Staff is just so good for all other content, so. So like as you can see, flickering around, as long as I don't need to hit my Charge Staff all the time, I just hold right click, and then I got literally permanent power charges coming in. But here I'm going to refresh it. And then even when you don't have charges, no charge flicker feels okay as a mobility skill. But just as a mobility skill, really. Did I kill things here without realizing it? I guess so. This is definitely bringing me back to PoE 1, Flicker Strike. Flickering our way to glory now. How far are you off from Astra? I'm like 100 divs off from Astra. But I got like one more Mega that will probably sell for 20 to 25, and that'll get me a decent chunk of the way there. Lunar. Yeah. I definitely don't need Voltaic Mark. Taking it out would give me more power charges. But as you can see, I got some pretty good uptime on power chargers anyways. And Voltaic Mark just looks visually satisfying. So yeah, for all of those that wanted a Flicker Strike, this is Flicker Strike. Why you don't use Unbound Avatar? Don't need it. Not right now. And I just came out of a sim, so... So let's try the boss here. We got fully charged Power Staff. I'm going to need to make the swap, unfortunately, of Grim Feast for Sacrifice and turn off Herald Device so that it works. Now we got this. We got basically full charges here. Where's the boss? So, this is the awkward bit I was talking about, getting the power charges. But when you get it, obviously, it's a little bit weird. I haven't figured out this bit for the boss yet. Like, I can get it with power charges. It just feels a lot better with Tempest Flurry on there. If anybody has advice for that, I'd love to hear it. But, like, obviously I have it working well for the maps. And right now with this tech, I don't know how to get it for Tempest Flurry to slot in there very well. I'd have to probably drop Wind Dancer, I would assume, which then makes me feel like, what's the point of even being Evasion if you don't have Wind Dancer? If you're using the budget build, Unbound helps you out a ton. Like, a ridiculous amount. Because you're going to be a little bit low on damage for sure. And then, yeah. And I would not call the Walking Bonk 4 budget. I would call the 7 div one I did last night budget. Yeah, if you're doing the other Walking Bonk one, it's kind of the same damage as this. A little bit more here because that Megalo is nuts. But I'm not expecting everybody to get that kind of gear. What supports are on your bell? Can you show? Mine are half the AoE with Meg Effect. Sure. My bell, I got Magnified Effect as well because I put Concentrated Effect on Herald of Ice to reduce the AoE so that the flicker felt better. Then I got Close Combat, Potential, Minion Pact, and Rising Tempest. Probably Rising Tempest is the one that I should take off, honestly. And put on Immolate. Yeah, I forgot about that because I'm no longer running that kind of tech right now. So here we go. Because I'm auto-igniting every time I flicker onto something, so if I have the bell down, it's already ignited. Here, get my charges up before entering the area because I can. Ooh, a heavy belt. Gloves. I don't care about... I should check the quiver. I've never had a quiver that's worth anything. I don't know how people are making money on bows and quivers, I've literally not had one worth more than like maybe 20 exalt.
I carry few possessions, and I don't have room for that.
Ooh, I love this mobility shrine.
Ravage.
Yeah. That is a flicker map. Do I get lead me through or meditate after? What do you mean? Lead me through, meditate. Lead me through grace should be the first thing you get. This is the best ascendancy point in the game, in my opinion. 1 point and gives you all that spirit. It's ridiculous. One thing I can think of is snipers plus cast on X plus resonance. Except for you can't gain power charges while you're flickering, so it has to be profane ritual, because anything with resonance won't work. Combat frenzy won't work. Cast sniper's remark won't work. You just straight up can't gain power charges. I've tried that in the past. It doesn't work. The only one that works is profane for flicker. Alternatively, you could do with resonance freeze things with your Tempest Flurry and then flicker afterwards. But the whole purpose of a Flicker Strike build is to hold one button and have Flicker do everything. I've definitely been requested to make Flicker into a one-shot boss killing machine. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to try putting the effort in there. I am not going to mess with it. But yeah. You got the exact same spirit at 242? Yeah. I was hoping to get a little bit better Scalper's Jacket, or just evasion-based jacket in general, but this one here is definitely doing work. Oh, no, it's okay, Tommy. I could put on a Herald, no issue. I just don't. I feel like this is actually working pretty well as it is with concentrate effect on there. And that's surprisingly with 551 intelligence and this here increased area of effect. I was surprised how well it worked, but it's also increasing the area that my flicker will jump to, so it's feeling pretty good. There we go. This is a pretty good unset ring that I'm selling. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But then I got this one and it's just massively better. I'm at 114 divs. Can you minion tap the minions with auto? Yes, you can. I mean, I know I got on here. Where are my minions? There we go. I got Infernal Legion, so they're always on fire. This is a really great tech to help you get off Immolate because it ignites things around it all the time. And so it's basically a guaranteed Immolate proc if you don't have fire damage on your rings. So nice tech to have, but when I take it off, you can see that they stop needing to heal each other. But if I put Minion Pact on my auto attack, my Quarterstaff skill, it now is making them take life away as well. See? They need to heal each other now. Where are you? Minion Pact. What is going on here? What is this? That's Infernal Legion, that's why. But yeah, there's no point in putting it on your basic attack. But it is pretty good on like Flicker Strike or something if you wanted to, but I don't need the damage on it. Tempest Bell is my damage for bossing. I mean, if you wanted to make Flicker the only move for bossing, then maybe take off, I don't know, Perpetual Charge, but you want that for potentially going infinite. Oh, they'll get updated. It's actually going to be a new guide for this. This build is going to be so much different than the original. It's going to be like a Walking Bonk update. I can't just write it over. That would be unfair to you guys. The other one I had to write over because the tech that we're using in the previous one didn't exist anymore. And we're doing the dual charge tech with the Profane Ritual. Very, very, very good. But if the dodge roll tech still worked, I'd probably be using that. Do you still allocate energy shield recharge on weapon set 2 for the menu? I mean, I could. I got this on there now. I could make it better for sure. I just haven't gone through the weapon swap stuff. If I were to, I would make my weapon swap 1 on all these like crit damage nodes, because my weapon swap 2 being energy shield recharge, I wouldn't care. And yeah, I definitely come down for like this faster shard energy shield and this energy shield recharge rate coming around. 100% it'd be fantastic. I just haven't done that yet. I'm doing a few too many things at once. Did you ever do Hand of Chayula with Voltaic Mark and Conductivity? Some other gems can one-shot mobs quite consistently. Yeah, it's definitely good. I've tried it, but just like how Shattering Palm is really good, it does the exact same thing as the Voltaic Mark tech, but Herald of Ice just does it better because you don't need to use another skill. Meanwhile, I can just go boop boop boop. Instead of cast attack, it's just attack and you get it. Holy crap, Bethesda. If it's 4:50 a.m. there, you need sleep. Thank you for coming by, but holy crap, 4:50 a.m.? Oh, I feel bad for you. I was in that same boat last night. I went to bed at 2, and then I laid there till 5 a.m. unable to sleep. I don't know if I was just excited or what, but yeah, legitimately, I could not sleep last night. So luckily, coffee is a magical thing, and when you don't drink much of it, it does more for you. So I am rocking some pretty good coffee tech right now. Ooh, I got the extra delirium there. I kind of want to see how Flicker works in delirium. I don't know how it'll work. Let's try Simulacrum with Flicker. If this doesn't work in the early levels, we'll take it off right away and we will survive. But if it does work, then amazing. Yeah, Sunfreeze, we won't need the... No, it actually won't work in Simulacrum because we won't be able to use their corpses. It'd only be using our own minions. Damn. I mean, we could kind of go like that. It'd be constantly using our own minions, though, so they'd just be dead. Like, if you test it in your hideout, it should work. Some maps have decreased rate, so it will not work on a map with those mods. Yeah. Flicker Strike, what did it come to? Yeah. I know, right? And I love Flicker Strike in Path of Exile 1 so much. So much. Like, legitimately one of my favorite skills. And it makes me sad that they reduced its effectiveness by so much. Okay, so I think this is the way to make it work in between waves. This might work. This might work. And we're going to get Tempest Flurry back in there, so when you don't have it, it's going to work this way. Flicker on E. Tempest Flurry is back to being a support skill, for sure. When you take Rage off and you use that. Thank you, Bethesda. I'm pretty happy with it too. I go to this one salon run by all Indian gentlemen and Indian ladies, and you know what? They definitely know their hair. Holy crap, I've never had such a nice haircut by anybody but them, and I only go to them now. It's one dude in particular. He is amazing at cutting my hair. And I don't know if I'm being racist or what, but white people do not know how to cut hair as well. And I say this having barbers in my family and been going to a lot of different hair salon people over the course of my long life. I've just never had a haircut this nice. And the dude is very solid. Very, very solid. I appreciate him. And when I talk to my coworkers, who is also an Indian gentleman, and he said, yeah, we Indians know our hair. And you know what? He may be young, but he's always got flawless hair, so maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe European culture, we don't really pay too much attention to it unless it's a wig. But yeah, good on them. They've definitely got me as a customer for life for haircuts, or for as long as that guy's there, because I've had some bad haircuts there as well, but never by that guy. Gamble my whole 4 million gold for Nastra. You know what? We'll gamble some of it. We will for ya. Okay, so what did I put on here as well? I gotta put... Let's go here. Culling Strike for my Tempest Flurry, because I can't think of what else to put on right now. I've got the good damage stuff. Inspiration to bring the mana cost down. Primal, Momentum, Primal, Perpetual Charge. Let's see here. What else can I get for a good support on Flicker? Because I'm using the Minion Pact on the Bell, but maybe I should just put it on Flicker. Honestly, Combo Finisher might be really nice. Yeah, let's do that. Because I'm not going to use it all the time. I think that might be really nice. Because I'm going to be using it with Tempest Flurry. This might work. This might work. Let's try it. So right now on this setup, we got the Tempest Flurry in there to kind of just be straight support. Culling Strike. It went into Evasion. That's where my energy shield went. Get a cheap focus with increased energy recharge. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely do that. Really true. Go to Turkish Barber, and he does full service for cheaper than the other shops do it for standard. Yeah. That's a pretty sweet spot to be at then. Full service make you feel like a proper gentleman. High society. Oh man, I know. Everybody is begging for a target dummy. Everybody is begging for it. Oh, Shock Siphon. That would be better. Boom. Shock Siphon on Tempest Flurry. So, we got this. We got the Charge Tech. We can swap back to bring back our minions extra fast if we need it. See, you can just do that. Bring them back. Everything's fine. We got the... I think we got this, yeah. It's kind of strange, but I think it's going to work for Simulacrum. Which, yeah.